A short kick, not a strong leg, taken by Saxon at his 9. Comes up the near sideline, and he's knocked down at his 24-yard line. Spartans put it in play, 1st and 10 there. Quarterback is Mike Perez, the Heisman hopeful. 8th in the nation in total offense this year. Last year, number 1. His running backs, 2 good ones. Kenny Jackson, James Saxon. They can both run, catch, and block. Wide receivers, Guy Liggins, the guy to watch. 41 catches this year, the most in college football. Interior line play, Jim Carter, left guard, is a former tight end. And Mike Barner, the left tackle, is certainly a pro prospect. 1st and 10, Spartans at their 25-yard line. First play is up the middle for a short run by Donald Stewart, the fullback. Now, the Fresno State defensive look. The line is led by Jethro Franklin, a Lombardi Award candidate and also an All-American candidate. The linebackers, Tracy Rogers and Jay Wilkerson. Inside backers, John O'Leary, not started the last 2 games, but now in. Quarterback Keith McCoy, 10.44 speed in the 100 meters. And Rod Webster, outstanding. He had 2 interceptions last year against Perez and the Spartans. Stewart gained 3 on 1st down. They send Liggins in motion. And they give the ball to Kenny Jackson, the tailback. He is stopped by weak side linebacker Jay Wilkerson. And the Spartans, who all we read about coming into the ballgame, though, the pass run on the first 2 plays.
Well, the offensive coordinator, Rick Rasnick, told us last night that although San Jose State certainly is a very good throwing team, they feel like they can run the football against Fresno State, and they're going to come out initially trying to establish that running attack, of course, to make the passing attack that much better.
They pass for better than 300 yards a game. 5th best passing offense in the nation. They send Guy Liggins in motion again, number 83. Perez to throw. He's under pressure. And he dumps it off to no one. Ron Cox, a freshman linebacker that Jim Sweeney simply loves, came in and really put the pressure there on Perez on 1st down, on 3rd down, pardon me.
Play action pass. You can see Cox coming from the blind side, absolutely untouched. Fortunately for San Jose State, Perez able to sense Cox from behind him and move away from a tackle.
Tom Deal to punt, not having a great year, barely gets it away. A short kick and a bounce at the Bulldog 40. Take a Fresno State roll up near midfield. So things begin very effectively for Fresno State. And quarterback Dave Telford has outstanding field position. A walk-on that has surprised everybody here. Kelly Skipper, leading rusher, only 5'6", but tough to bring down. Wide receivers, Ron Jenkins, the man to watch, 25 catches. And Brock Smith, a deep threat. Gary Walden, left guard, has a pinched nerve, but he's going to play tonight. And amongst the tackles, Mike Withycombe, the best last year, all PCAA, and an honorable mention All-American. 1st and 10 Bulldogs at their 47-yard line. And Telford hands off to Skipper. And he will lose a couple of yards as he is nailed to the backfield by John Puccini, one of the line people for Claude Gilbert. And they are led up front by Larry Sanson, the nose guard, most experienced fraternity. Outside linebackers, Norman Brown starts in place of injured Bill Alcantara. Inside backers, both great. They both blitz a lot, Kidney and Pa'u'u. The quarterbacks, Taylor, quick but inexperienced. Prash, the opposite. And the safety people, Rasnick hits hard, and Cox, the rover back, plays everywhere in this 46 defense. 2nd down and 12 for Telford and the Bulldogs. Backs in the eye. They give to Skipper, running right, and he is hemmed down and dropped. Well, the Spartans may have alleviated from what we thought they would do, but the Bulldogs do not. They want to run the ball early and establish the ground game.
Well, they want to control the clock and thus keeping Mike Perez off the field. It's very, very tough to run any kind of delay action against the 46 defense. They cover every man on the initial line of scrimmage, and you've got to get something that hits the hole quickly in order to be successful offensively.
The 46 defense we are talking about, virtually the same defense the Chicago Bears have run so successfully, and also to Jackson again, and he's shy of the first down before being wrapped up by the Bulldog defense. It really is a tremendous story. Perez coming from nowhere after going to Taft Junior College down in Bakersfield. Nobody wanted him, including Claude Gilbert didn't want him.
Well, Al Baldock, who was a very good friend of Claude Gilbert, the coach at Taft Junior College, called Gilbert and said, I've got a quarterback that I think can help you. Gilbert said, fine, who is it? He said, it's my second-string quarterback. Well, Gilbert said, what, are you trying to pull one over on me or what? But Baldock talked Gilbert into it, and I'm sure Claude is extremely happy about that.
Third down. Jackson alone set back. They again move Liggins in motion near side. Perez has time as a man wide open for the first down at the 35. And it's James Saxon now to the 21-yard line of Fresno State. The multi-purpose James Saxon, who is having a great year both running and receiving. He is the Spartans' second leading receiver with 33. That is good for 18th in the nation.
When you have a guy like Guy Liggins, you have to make sure you take care of him. Liggins this time will actually pick the Fresno State defense, just like a basketball pick, and James Saxon will come underneath.
Olivares could not get enough leg strength from 47. So the Spartans drive, but don't score on their second drive. 7:54 to play, first quarter.
There's a plan for building a house. You should have a plan for moving out of one. That's where Ryder comes in. We can help you handle every step, from picking the best truck to packing your lamps.
Got a spot for this?
What's that?
Here.
Call your Ryder dealer this fall for easy Ryder values. They're all part of the plan. Ryder. They're there at every turn.
an optional 4-liter monster under its hood. Jeep Comanche doesn't just stand apart. It stands alone.
The best of the NFL. Every Sunday, ESPN delivers hard-hitting highlights from every single game. NFL Primetime, Sunday on the exclusive cable home of the NFL, ESPN.
That young man with his hands on his hips and the headsets around his neck is Rick Rasnick, the offensive coordinator of the San Jose State Spartans, and a very young offensive coordinator.
28 years of age. I would guess that makes him one of the youngest. Claude Gilbert, of course, calls the plays for the Spartan offense, but Gilbert right there with him.
Rasnick's brother Ryan, of course, also plays in the secondary. 1st and 10, Fresno State. Here's Kelly Skipper running left. He is pulled down from behind by Larry Sanson, the nose guard, after a very short gain.
Although Fresno State not picking up much yardage on the ground, they're really accomplishing basically what they want to do. They keep San Jose State off the field. They make the clock run by keeping the ball on the ground. And if they can get a couple of first downs to open up that defense, they've got a chance to certainly stay in this game.
As the Bulldogs break huddle, we'll take a glance at some of the scores from around college football on this Saturday. Bartleski, the tight end, moves in motion. Telford again hands off to Skipper. Breaks a tackle. First down. Also a flag is thrown. 9-yard pickup there for Kelly Skipper. He had run 4 times earlier for 4 yards today. First time he has broken loose.
Well, the 46 defense is really a hit-and-miss proposition. That time they caught Yippee Pa'u and Barry Kidney on the inside blitzing, and Skipper was able to run right by him. 46, they either get you or you get them. It's a big play either way when you run that kind of defense.
The penalty is holding against Fresno State. We alluded,
2nd down,
as we hear the call about the tremendous penalties that San Jose State takes. When these two teams combine, they take a lot. Last year, they combined for an NCAA 36 penalties in one football game.
Well, that makes for a long game. That also makes for a guy like Jim Sweeney to be very upset after the course of the game.
Jim Sweeney, 3 times PCAA Coach of the Year. Now he faces a 2nd down and 16. Again, a handoff, this time to Dean Collins, and Yippee Pa'u nails him at the point of attack. Well, San Jose State's defense is just outstanding rush defense. 7th best in the nation, Dave.
You can watch Yippee Pa'u, number 48. He will read this and sit right in the hole. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. Very, very tough to continually try to run against the 46. San Jose State really has not done a lot of blitzing lately. And Dave Telford, quite frankly, looks like he'll have a little bit of time if they choose to throw the football. It's 3rd down and 15. You would think they have to throw it.
Telford now goes into the shotgun. He's going to need his time, and now he's going to take a timeout as the 46 defense confused him a bit on this 3rd down and long. And the young quarterback, the junior, playing his first year of major Division I college football, calls timeout. They employed 3 wide receivers on that set with Brock Smith, Ron Jenkins, and Anthony Williams in the ballgame, Dave. So you'd assume they were going to pass out of that formation.
And as we look at Dave Telford, an extremely bright young man, a guy that signaled all the signals to Kevin Sweeney last time. We'll take a short break. 6:12 in the first quarter. We are scoreless from Fresno, California.
My name is Connections. I can answer your phone, I can take messages, and speed dial 100 phone numbers. I can record meetings and conference calls. I'm the ultimate speakerphone.
Good idea? Pitney Bowes, a climate that grows ideas.
By virtue of its many refinements, Jeep Wrangler is a wonderful companion around town. But in its heart, Wrangler is no beast of burden. Wrangler's purpose is not just to serve man, but also to set him free.
Sorry.
Waiter, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
Bud Light.
Bud Light, the less filling light beer with the first name and taste. Because everything else is just a light.
Alongside Dave Logan, Greg Papa back at Bulldog Stadium, where the Bulldogs have won 15 consecutive times. They have not lost in 18 games here. Certainly a home field advantage, but they're facing San Jose State. They have run 5 offensive plays so far in the ball game. Fresno State, all passes. Now they are forced to throw on 3rd and 15. Telford. They're still not going to throw, as Telford is flushed, and he is sacked after a short game by Sanson and Kidney on that play.
Well, that's why Telford is a starting quarterback for Fresno State. All of his receivers covered. 3rd and 15. He does the smart thing. He pulls the football down and gets some positive yards and allows his club the ability to line up and punt. I mean, everybody was blanketed. Dave Telford, a good athlete, not exceptionally quick, but you just can't make mistakes when you're on your own end of the field.
There's Barry Belli's second punt of the game. A good one. He's becoming a better punter, taken by Scott Wells at his 22, the 30, the 35, and he's pulled down to the 37, but a flag is down, and you have to assume one of the Spartans clipped on that play. After a 47-yard punt, Wells took it back 16 yards, but I think they're coming back 15 now towards their own goal line. Yes, they will. Mike Perez and the offense will be pushed back, which will certainly make Jim Sweeney a happy man. He has spent a lot of times coaching, a lot of years coaching college football. 5 years at Montana State, 8 years at Washington State. Coached here 2 years, then left, went to pro football with the Raiders and the Cardinals as an assistant day, then came back where he has been since the beginning of the decade.
He actually felt like he had a chance to become the head coach of the St. Louis Cardinals under Billy Bidwell, but I think things worked out. He said he's extremely happy here in Fresno, California, and didn't think he would leave for any job in the country.
He has won 73 games here, the winningest coach in Fresno State history. 1st and 10 Spartans, their own 16-yard line following the clip. And Perez fumbles the snap. And I believe he got back on that football. Either he or Jethro Franklin did it. Perez got back on it. And Perez, all the work he spent in the weight room, paid off on that play, battling Franklin for the football.
Well, he not only is a big quarterback, he's probably the strongest quarterback in college football. Benches 350 pounds. That time simply pulled away a little bit too quickly from the center, able to recover his own fumble. Both clubs appear to be quite tentative early. This is a very, very loud crowd, and I'm sure working tremendously in the favor of Fresno State.
He benches 350, and he benches his own weight, 210, 18 times.
Linebackers don't do that.
That's incredible. 2nd and 14. Perez fires over the middle. Conservative play to James Saxon. He is wrapped up and nailed by Tracy Rogers and James Rivera. Numbers 45 and 43, respectively. Also, Jay Wilkerson over to help out of the tackle. 3rd down and long coming up for the Spartans again. They bring in their multitude of wide receivers. Willie McLeod, a senior and a teammate of Guy Liggins in high school, also comes in.
Yeah, this is where you can look for the old pick play. The NBA pick play. San Jose State runs it extremely well. You'll have 2 receivers on one side, possibly with motion. They try to get somebody up open by simply rubbing off somebody.
This is their flex formation. Saxon goes in the slot near sideline. Perez having a tough time hearing. His backs come closer. 18 yards they need. Here's Liggins. Liggins has the 1st down. A sensational catch and run for Guy Liggins before he is finally dragged down. And we were told before the ball game that Liggins was going to be double teamed at almost every turn of the football game. That time he got free for 21 yards.
Well, he wasn't double teamed here. Rivera, number 43, will play man-to-man. Liggins doing a nice job of pushing off inside, breaking to the outside. And you can see right there that he has got a nice edge. Liggins probably better after the catch than most receivers in the country. A big, strong wide receiver, 6'2", and over 200 pounds, and extremely tough to tackle once he catches the football.
Guy Liggins is 3rd all-time San Jose State history in yards receiving, 1,620. He is certainly a professional prospect. They have Liggins in the eye. Now he goes in motion. And they run the tailback, James Saxon, for no gain. But on that play, Dave, we get a hint at the diversity of the San Jose State attack. They will give you a different look, it seems, almost every play.
They've got so many weapons that you certainly can throw the football and be very good at it out here in the West Coast. Ideal weather. And as I said, they've recruited some great athletes at the skill positions. They can throw it to a number of guys.
Perez is 4 of 6 early, 54 yards. Bill Klump, a tight end, jogs off the field, and Kenny Roberts comes on, and Mike Perez is forced to call a timeout. He had too many people to worry about that time. He has to talk it over. 3:15 to play. 1st quarter. And we have a good football game here between Fresno State and San Jose State.
Want to see what's really new this model year? Then come to Fresno Mazda and make a date with an 88. Test drive the all-new Mazda 929. All the features of a world-class luxury sedan at Fresno Mazda's competitive price. Or a Mazda MX-6, a personal sports car at a low price that will amaze you. Still a few bargain buys in 1987 Mazdas. Come make a date with an 88, and you might decide you can't pass up the big savings on an 87 at Fresno Mazda.
Red Wave drivers are getting the word for a really great tire value. One name leaps to mind. Cooper, known for quality and sensible prices for 73 years. There's a Cooper tire for all the ways you drive. Look for Cooper quality tires throughout Bulldog country. And start riding on the great American tradition. For the dealer nearest you, check the yellow pages or call Trans-State Tires.
I know they love to throw out west, Dave Logan, but they did it the Big Ten-way in Tempe. Darrell Harris with a 1-yard run, and Arizona State is out to a 10-0 lead over Washington State. Remember, UCLA still must play them. Meanwhile, Arizona scores in Tucson. Ron Veal on the quarterback sneak, and they have a 21-10 lead over the Beavers. They've come from behind. Let's get back now out to Fresno.
All right, Tim, thank you. Oregon State, only team to defeat San Jose State this season, beat them 36-34 on a 27-yard field goal with 21 seconds to go. San Jose State has won 14 of their last 15, so they'd have the nation's longest win streak had it not been for the Beavers. Flag flies on the action before the snap, as again looked like San Jose State offensively a bit confused.
Well, you had everybody out there throw a flag. I mean, you had 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ball, false start, offense, second down.
There was flag day.
You rarely see that. You had 5 flags on the same play, so they certainly didn't miss that call.
And I wonder how many of them had the same problem. They probably had 4 different problems, right? Jim Sweeney's upset. He got the call, though. I don't know what he's upset about. 2nd and 15. San Jose State. And Perez to throw. Off play action. A lot of room near sideline to run. Nice pass to Guy Liggins. First down, San Jose State. First time of the football game we see Perez throw off the run, and he did it very well.
Play action trap fake, and Perez will get outside and do exactly what he's supposed to do. Receivers covered, he makes something happen. That's really the key to becoming a great quarterback. If you have the ability athletically to improvise a play that really should have gone for a loss. A nice catch right here by Guy Liggins. The young man with tremendous hands, as he did exactly what good receivers do. He opened up and allowed the quarterback to seize numbers.
23-yard gain. Here's James Saxon knifing inside the Bulldog 40-yard line. Tackle made by Jay Wilkerson, a senior from Costa Mesa, California. 24 total tackles for Jay this year. And San Jose State, after initially trying to run, have mixed it up very effectively, and right now they have the Bulldogs off balance, you'd have to say.
You know, the last play is a defensive coordinator's nightmare. You do exactly what you're supposed to do. You flush the quarterback, you cover the receivers, and the great athletic ability of a superb quarterback takes over.
They hand off to Saxon again, the fullback in the eye. He didn't get much before again Jay Wilkerson made the tackle. They are running right at Wilkerson and O'Leary in the middle. Saxon has carried the ball 3 times early, and he only has 5 yards. He comes in the game with an average of 5.3 a carry. Now, Saxon is not your typical fullback in stature, Dave. At 6 foot, 195 pounds at all.
And he certainly is not your typical fullback in terms of him catching the football. As you mentioned, 33 catches coming into this game, and they feel like if they can isolate him on a linebacker, they have the advantage.
Here's their flex formation again. 3 wide receivers. Saxon in the slot. They move Liggins in motion near sideline on 3rd and 5. Perez to Liggins, overthrown. Or pardon me, to James Saxon. Saxton flared to the backfield from the slot position, and the pass sailed high. And we have Perez now 5 of 8 passing in the football game for better than 80 yards. And they are forced to punt now on 4th down. Tom Deal again to punt. He has not had a particularly good year, and his first punt was not good at all at 23 yards. He is averaging 38 yards a punt coming in. Gets it up high. Fair catch is called for by Rod Webster, and the ball is downed at about the 10-yard line. So San Jose State keeps good field position and forces Telford and the Bulldogs to begin deep in their own territory, which is not advisable against an attacking, pressing 46 defense. As we get a look at the Red Wave, as Jim Sweeney likes to call them, the fans, and how they have helped, but not San Jose State. That's their PCAA streak. They've won 9 straight. Longest in conference history, 12 consecutive wins. Telford to throw on first down, complete for a first down. Complete to Ron Jenkins, the flanker, the senior from Los Angeles, for 14 yards. The first completion of the game for Telford.
This is a matchup that Jim Sweeney feels like he can take advantage of. A wide receiver on Phil Frasch. Now, Frasch doesn't have great speed, and he gives a lot of cushion. Nice play-action fake. The linebackers get no depth because they're caught up in the 46 defense, and you can see right there that Jenkins wide open. Nice safe pass, and allows that quarterback, Dave Telford, to gain some confidence as the game goes on.
They're out to their 24-yard line. And Telford's going to pass again. And he's going down. They sacked him down there. Larry Sanson, the nose guard, a junior, blew in there and threw Telford down as he rolled out. And Fresno State will roll Telford much more. If you watch the Bulldogs play last year, they dropped back with Sweeney more in the pocket.
Well, as we take a look at some of the scores, they like to get Telford out of the pocket because they feel like sometimes he can't see over on-rushing linemen. Telford is mobile enough that once he gets outside, he can make some good things happen.
Stanford Cardinal leading at San Diego State. They won their first game of the year last year, trying to make it 2 in a row for new coach Bruce Snyder. San Jose State beat both Stanford and California this year. Telford to throw wide open, and the catch is made at the 41-yard line. An acrobatic catch there by Brock Smith. The pass appeared to be behind him, Dave. He turned his body and made a very difficult catch.
And again, one of the problems of the 46 defense, when you pressure the quarterback and you don't get to him, you leave those cover guys back by themselves way too long. Telford will buy himself some time, get out of the pocket, move a little bit to the left. And, of course, receivers, again, once the quarterback is in trouble, they uncover an excellent catch right there by Brock Smith, the youngster, by the way, that San Jose State coming into the game very, very concerned about.
Yeah, they're putting their quicker defensive back, Jay Taylor, on him. Taylor made the tackle. Here's Kelly Skipper, and he butts heads. One of the San Jose State linemen, Sanson and Puccini, 2 linemen. Puccini, the right tackle, and Sanson, the nose guard, brought him down. Also, Barry Kidney, number 50, in on the tackle there. Their leading tackler, leading blitzer. A little small for the NFL, Dave, but Barry Kidney is strong as we have run out of time here in the first quarter. And I never would have thought these two teams could play 15 minutes of football and not score a single point. We'll come back. Second quarter action from Fresno, California in just a moment.
My parents really liked you.
I'm glad. Hey, I could use another cup of coffee.
Me too. Oh, let's stop for some.
Yeah, I need gas anyway.
When you stop at a Shell station, you get more than America's best-selling gasolines. You get all the little extras.
Coffee?
Fresh brew you may not find at other stations. And because so many Shell stations are open 24 hours...
Good night.
Kind of late, folks. Drive carefully now.
Chances are you'll never have to go far to find what you're looking for. Shell. Experience the difference.
We're not a company, but we'll give you a chance to work where there's always a challenge. We'll give you opportunities to learn, to develop, to perfect skills that you thought were beyond your reach. We'll help you build a career that can reward you for the rest of your life. We're not a company, we're your country. We're the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
When the sun goes down, gonna light up the night. Silver label, red ribbon, a taste that's right. Gonna light up the night. Gonna light up the night. Light up the night. Michelob Lights. Gonna light up the night. Light up the night.
This is a 19-inch television with a picture as crisp and clear as any you'll find. Now imagine a picture just as crisp, just as clear, but larger. In fact, it's 86% larger than even a 26-inch screen. It's the world's first 35-inch direct-view television. The television that only one manufacturer could put together. Mitsubishi.
Today, you need an insurance company with a firm financial footing, a company with staying power and intelligence to see you through year after year, a company with experience you can count on. You need the Hartford, the insurance people of ITT. When you need us most, we're at our best. That's the Hartford difference.
Well, before the folks in Berkeley and Palo Alto get the stationery out, of course, I meant to say the Stanford Cardinal head coach is Jack Elway. Bruce Snyder coaching the California Golden Bears. Jack Elway used to be the coach for the San Jose State Spartans. Todd Gilbert was the defensive coordinator. 2nd and 8, Fresno State. Here is Ron Jenkins in the flat before Phil Frash knocks him down. Jenkins will be close to a first down. They may have to measure.
You can see now what Fresno State has tried to do early in the game. They wanted to run the football, and then when they throw it, give Dave Telford very, very safe passes, possession-type throws that enable Telford to gain some confidence as the game goes on against a very good San Jose State defense.
Jenkins was just short of the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd down and less than a yard for Dave Telford. Telford has passed twice, completed both for 35 yards. Backs in the eye. Collins and Skipper. They pitch to Skipper. And he gets around Kigney and has the first down. And a flag is down. Late hit, I believe, on Epi Pa'u'u. And that is a problem that San Jose State has had all year. Pa'u'u is a very aggressive player. The Tongan hitman, they call him. And that was an unnecessary hit well after the play was over on the sideline.
Well, the Spartans, the most penalized team in the country. Now, they will take some shots, and when you play the 46 defense, and you teach your kids to be very aggressive, maybe you have to do it, but you also have to use good judgment. In that case, Yippee Pa'u'u clearly hitting Kelly Skipper out of bounds. And we told you coming into the game that Skipper at 5'6" and 180 pounds, you don't think of him as a power back, yet he's able to break tackles.
He broke the tackle of Barry Kidney. And Kidney is a very hard hitter at 6'1", 225. And if he does not break this tackle, Dave, he does not get the first down.
Well, Joe Morris at 5'9", very, very strong. You can see Kelly Skipper clearly out of bounds. Yippee Pa'u'u has to hold up and just go back and line up. That cost his club 15 yards.
That wasn't as bad as I thought it was when I watched it live. Penalties now 4 against the Spartans, 40 yards. Bulldogs just 1 infraction. It cost him 7. 1st and 10. Here's Skipper. Left side, wrapped up and nailed. Skipper has not had a very effective football game so far tonight. Larry Sanson, the nose guard, ran him down. We have him 7 carries for only 9 yards. Now, can Fresno State win the football game with those kind of numbers from Kelly Skipper?
Well, I think they can win the football game as long as they do what they're doing. Controlling the clock, knocking out 2 and 3 and 4 yards a carry. And I don't think San Jose State can win the game if Mike Perez is on the sideline for most of it.
Well, they're going to pass on 2nd and 9. Telford, far sideline, complete to his tight end, Craig Jones, a junior. He's short of the first down. Ryan Rasnick, a sophomore from Torrance, California. He played a lot last year as a freshman. All PCAA honorable mention for Ryan Rasnick. And Jim Sweeney and the Bulldogs face yet another 3rd down. 3rd down and 3.
3rd down and 3 is a nice down because you can do a number of things. You might run the option, you might run a quick dive, or you can throw the football.
They employ double tight ends, 1 receiver, 2 backs. Collins and Skipper and Epi Pa'u'u just gave them the first down without a play. Well, Claude Gilbert's getting a little sick to his stomach on that play.
Well, the Cardinals sin, jumping off sides in a relatively short yardage down, and Epi trying to make up for his penalty in this drive. There's a little bit anxious.
Dead ball.
That would lead me to believe.
Encroachment on the defense.
As we hear the infraction that Pa'u'u was blitzing.
Well, Pa'u'u has blitzed a number of times, 79 times this year. The only problem with this play is the ball was not snapped until Pa'u'u was very close to Dave Telford. Gives Fresno a first down.
Spartans like to blitz their inside backers, Pa'u'u and Kidney. And often they send them both. First and 10. Here's the pitch to Kelly Skipper, running left. And he is shoved out of bounds by Jay Taylor for no gain. Let's now head back to our studios for a World Series Game 1 update with Tim Brando.
All right, Greg, let's pick it up in the fourth. Bases loaded. Bob Forsch is in the game, and look at this. Dan Gladden with no one out. A grand slam. That's the first in the World Series since 1970. And the Yankees are out, and the Homer Dome explodes. It was 7-1 Twins at that point. They go on to win it by a final score of 10-1. And let's get back to Fresno. Greg Papa and Dave Logan.
Thank you, Tim. Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs, and they run right. Chris Alexander makes the tackle. The flag goes down again late on the San Jose State Spartans. And Greg Cox is the man who is most upset. And all of you that are now tuning in ESPN after watching Game 1 of the World Series, they had a few hits tonight in Minneapolis. They're having a few here in Fresno.
Well, they've got white Yankees in Minneapolis and everybody clad in red in Fresno. That's a very silly mistake by Greg Cox, the roverback, who may be the best pro prospect on the San Jose State defensive club, but clearly, you hear the call.
On the defense.
Personal foul. That's the 6th San Jose State penalty of the ballgame. And Claude Gilbert is talking about composure to his defensive people.
You want aggressive people on defense, but you can't make silly mistakes like that, especially in a big game like this. That's 2 15-yard penalties in this drive, and more times than not, when you make mistakes like that, the results are a touchdown for the other club.
Hey, how about Dan Gladden? Grand slam home run. The San Francisco Giants may have made a mistake giving him away, huh? Here's Kelly Skipper inside the 10. And he bounces off some people. He's close to the 5-yard line. Everett Burns, a backup roverback, number 35, came into the game when Greg Cox was taken off the field to cool down by Claude Gilbert.
Look at the thighs on number 26, Kelly Skipper. 5'6" and 180 pounds. And again, at that size, you wouldn't think of a player being able to take the pounding that Skipper does. A very, very durable back, a kid that has, in the last couple of years, been the 2nd leading rusher for Fresno State. Jim Sweeney said he's as tough as anybody's ever coached.
There's a 2nd and 6. They go in the eye. They give to Skipper up the middle. And he did not get much. He fumbled late. The play was blown dead, I believe. Yes, it was blown dead. As the Spartans again go after the whistle. Richard Johnson, number 76, made the hit in the recovery, but 3rd down. And a big 3rd down and 5. The Spartans are very tough down near the goal line.
Skipper on the ISO lead. They follow the fullback inside, and he is met right in the hole by Ipi Pau'u. Excellent job of sticking that hole. That's what linebackers do. That's what they're supposed to do on the 46 defense.
San Jose State brings in their goal line defense to face this 3rd and 5 from Fresno. 11:35 to go, and the clock stops. Dave Telford calls a timeout, a big sequence. The Bulldogs, against this tough defense, may not get down too often. They want to make sure they come away with some points.
See this long row of junkers? It's not too tough a road for the famous Ford Bigfoot, but can a regular Ford 4x4 drive over it carrying a Chevy? Watch as the Ford starts to claw over the twisted metal. Only Ford has twin traction beam front suspension, and this year only Ford has a complete line of multi-port fuel-injected engines. Yes, the Ford makes it over the torture road and joins its big brother. Ford, the best-selling pickup in the world. The best-built American truck 7 years running. Built Ford Tough.
Discover the NEC Projection TV with surround sound. NEC. Certain things in life simply cannot be compromised.
Tonight's PCAA football game is being brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By NEC Home Electronics, certain things in life simply cannot be compromised. And by Kemper, an independent agent to represent us. Once you compare Kemper, you'll ride with us. We're back for our biggest play of the game so far. 3rd and 5, Fresno. This drive started back in Fresno State territory a long time ago. They fumbled the snap, And they covered the football, or did they? San Jose State says they have the football. I don't believe they do. Fresno State appears to have kept it. And we're going to be forced to settle for a field goal attempt. Kelly Skipper, the man who fumbled that football day. Very costly mistake.
Yeah, you can see the official explaining it to Epi Pau'u, who actually thought San Jose State came up with the football. Telford loses the ball. Does Skipper have it? Evidently has it on the ground, but San Jose State came up with it.
Bulldogs started the drive at their own 10. It ends at the Spartan 10. 27-yard attempt from Belli. Belli has not missed this year inside the 50-yard line. 6 for 6. Flags down before the kick. A penalty here against San Jose State would not change things as far as automatic first down or anything. What will change, though, is the distance of the kick. Delay of game called against the Bulldogs. They expired the 25-second clock. The home field, the red wave, goes against them on that possession, that snap.
Good drive, this last drive. Of course, it's been aided by 2 15-yard penalties.
Delay. By the offense. 4th down.
By the San Jose State Spartan defense. It's important now for Fresno to get something on the board. They're not going to be able to drive the football the length of the field too many times against this defense. You got to come away with at least 3.
If Barry Belli makes this kick, Dave, he will become the all-time leading scorer in PCAA history. He has 283 points before this kick. The record right now held by former LDS star Leon Burns at 284, and make it 286 for Barry Belli as he makes the kick from 32 yards away. And Leon Burns of Long Beach State now is in 2nd place. And so are the Spartans, down 3-0 with 10:29 to play in the first half.
1987 Motor Trend Car of the Year. The world's best-selling car. America's design leader. These cars have one thing in common. They're built by a single car company that's anything but common. Ford.
Winning the world over. You're winning. Have you been behind the wheel? Winning the world over. Have you driven a Ford lately?
When you had trouble with what you drove on the western frontier, you could count on the cavalry for help in getting back on the road.
Ready.
Today, the cavalry still stands behind drivers. The Kemper Cavalry. To ensure what you drive, call an independent agent who represents Kemper. Once you compare Kemper, you'll ride with us.
The nation's best total offense plus the best total defense add up to one awesome team, the Oklahoma Sooners. Barry Switzer's boys tackle Colorado live Saturday on ESPN.
Back at Sun Devil Stadium, where Washington State was driving a 40-yard drive, and inside the 10-yard line, Tim Rosenbach picked off by Eric Allen. He will gallop 85 yards, and rather than the score being 10-7 Sun Devils, it is now 17-0. And Arizona State has only lost once in the Pac-10. Let's get back to Greg Papa and Dave Logan.
All right, Tim, thank you. Washington State was the opener this year for the Fresno State Bulldogs. They were defeated by Washington State 41-24. And that snapped a Bulldog 5-game win streak against the Pac-10. These two schools have done very well against the so-called big brothers on the West Coast here.
Well, they not only have done very well this year, but they've had a good amount of success the last 3 or 4 years.
Belli's field goal capped off a drive, 14 plays, 80 yards. Took almost 6 minutes. Belli kicks off. Again, Saxon and Blackshear deep. Saxon takes it, number 20, and his 2-yard line. Straight up the gut. He has a tremendous hold. To the 40. And he is spun down and dropped at about his 45-yard line by Thomas Ireland. That is a 43-yard kickoff return by the do-it-all man, James Saxon. And he had some hold, Dave, up the middle of that field.
Well, we told you at the top of the game that Jim Sweeney was very concerned about his kickoff coverage. Now you will see as to why. James Saxon, an excellent return man, catches it at the 2, and he will see a hole right in front of him that just about anybody could run through. Now, Saxon needs to run right here and not give so many moves. He actually cost himself about 20 yards because he faked himself out of his shoes, but a nice job by James Saxon and the return club.
1st and 10. Perez goes deep, right sideline. A man is out there. Johnny Johnson drops the football. Fred Wilburn, number 8 in the coverage, and Perez, for the first time in the game, Dave, showed off his strong arm.
That was an excellent throw right on the money. Johnny Johnson did a nice job of slowing down and keeping the defensive back behind him. Did everything right except catch the football. You've got to make plays like that. Johnson is their big play guy when they go deep. Simply drop the ball.
He has 18 catches, 4th best on the Spartan team. But the best yards per catch average, 21.1 a game. Also scored 4 touchdowns. He wears number 32, Johnny Johnson, because he's a converted running back. And when Saxon and Jackson leave next year, being senior, he's going to go back to tailback next year. Perez on second down, pressured throws, ball tipped, and incomplete. Number 77, Nick Ruggerololi, a freshman, 6'1", 225, bolted in there, giving Craig Tade a rest on left end. He's a good young player and somebody Jim Sweeney likes, and he did what you're supposed to do: get your hands up and block that football.
Well, when you try to throw a screen pass, you want the defensive lineman to come to you. That time, Ruggerololi simply stayed on the line of scrimmage, and as you said, was able to jump up and bat the football down. Fresno doing a good job right now of frustrating a little bit the San Jose State offense. They need to get on track. They need to make the plays, as you saw Johnny Johnson have a chance to do it.
3rd down and 10 for San Jose State. And flags fly. 25-second clock reads 0. Did they take too much time? We'll find out in a moment here. Nobody seemed to move.
Dead ball, delay, offense, 3rd down.
Well, Claude Gilbert has got to be very concerned. He allows Mike Perez to come to the line of scrimmage and audibilize quite a bit. The problem is he's taking too long because the players simply cannot hear him. He's going to have to come and have a check with me and either shorten the audibilized system or simply stay with the play.
You're getting a slight hint at why Fresno State has won 15 straight games in the stadium. Now it's 3rd and 15. The Spartans have picked up just 2 of their first 5 third down plays. Perez going deep, has Liggins, and overthrows the ball, intercepted by Tony Harris, the free safety. And Perez had Guy Liggins open over the middle, and he simply overshot him.
One of the few times you'll see Mike Perez overthrow somebody. He's an extremely accurate deep thrower. Guy Liggins, man-to-man, actually had a seam. You'll see at the bottom of the screen, the ball will come in. Liggins, if the ball comes a little bit to the right, has the man beaten. But Tony Harris with a nice interception playing center field. And Mike Perez, taken to the ground by Jethro Franklin, does not see the interception.
Harris's first pickoff of the year. Perez now has been taken away 8 times. There's a complete to Ron Jenkins. And Fresno State certainly has the upper hand. What I have noticed, Dave, is the Bulldogs not effectively running the football, are using their passing game almost like a run attack, a very controlled possession type, short yardage aerial attack.
You can see right there, Dave Telford 5 for 5, so they definitely have been very successful at doing just that, controlling the football and the clock, and so far the game.
Dave Telford coming into the game, 52% completion ratio. Is hot to begin. That was a 2nd down and 3 as they ran freshman Courtney Griffin for the first time in the ball game, number 38, out of Fresno. Had a big game last week when he rushed for better than 50 yards. Triple jump champion in high school. 47 feet, 11.5 inches. Also a good long jumper, went 21.10. So he certainly is a good athlete. Has much more speed, breakaway type speed, than Kelly Skipper.
He can run, and based on those numbers, he can almost fly. Exceptionally good triple jumper and long jumper. And as you said, he gives them the breakaway speed. He is the fastest of the running backs for Fresno State.
He redshirted last year. It'll be his game next year in that tailback slot. Actually, in 2 years. Skipper's only a junior. 3rd down and 1. And I believe they have plenty for a Fresno State first down.
Fresno State has been very successful at taking away the aggressive nature of this 46 defense for San Jose State. They've been extremely unpredictable after the first couple of series in which they ran the football exclusively. In order to have the 46 defense really take off, you've got to know the guy's going to go back and throw the football so you can blitz the linebackers. That's the entire concept, really, of the 46.
Ball carrier there was Dean Collins. Now it's Courtney Griffin, and he stumbles. He's knocked out of the backfield as Chris Alexander shot in there from his outside linebacker slot. and did what he's supposed to do. As we glance at some of the scores, Memphis State keeps on going. After that tremendous upset last week of Alabama, they win again. Texas El Paso up in the fourth quarter. And that score now is 17-0. Arizona State leading Washington State. Stanford against the Aztecs in San Diego, leading by 2 scores. Stanford found a quarterback, it appears, last week in their big victory. 8 minutes to play in the half. 3-0 here for the Bulldogs. Telford to throw. He has not missed yet. And here he has. The ball is intercepted by Jay Taylor, and he's going all the way. Untouched for a touchdown. Telford's first mistake of the football game is a very glaring mistake.
And it doesn't make Jim Sweeney too happy. One thing you can't do when you throw the outcut, you cannot be late with the football, and you can't have your receiver short in his route. You'll be able to see Ron Jenkins, number 6, and Jay Taylor simply undercuts the throw. The ball appeared to be a little bit late, and that is the cardinal sin when you throw the outcut. Jay Taylor, the fastest of the defensive backs, 10.4 in the 100 meters. And a fine touchdown interception.
That is only the second time Telford has been picked off this year in 115 attempts. Sergio Olivares for the point after. And it is no good. He missed it wide. Wide left. Olivares has missed now 4 extra points on the year. And the Spartan defense gets them on the board with 7:50 to play in the half. They now lead 6-3.
With a beauty, an inner strength, a force that sets it apart. Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. Run with it.
Be right back, Pop.
This buzz for all that you do.
Hey, Pete, come here. This year?
Hey, my glove. I found out Pop worked overtime to pay for it. He was always knocking himself out to give us something better.
Sounds a lot like you.
Budweiser, the king of beers,
Hey, Pop.
salutes everyone who's ever worked for more than just a paycheck.
Thanks. I think that's my line.
This buzz for you.
Dave Telford will eye Ron Jenkins the entire way. The pass is a little bit to the inside of the outcut, and Jay Taylor making a nice break on the football. Telford has not made many mistakes. That one a costly mistake for Fresno State.
He does not have the strongest of arms, and that would have taken a Marino or an Elway type of arm to get that ball completed on that sideline play. 45-yard interception return for a touchdown for Jay Taylor. Taylor's first interception of the year. And the attacking 46 Spartan defense scores and leads 6-3. Olivares to kick off. Anthony Williams is back, along with Andre Alexander. And Brock Smith actually has this return, number 2. And he is out across the 20 to about the 25-yard line. Tackle made by backup tight end Rich Harbison, number 10, who was a converted quarterback. That's why he wears number 10. And Telford, Dave, has to shrug off a very poor pass last time out and go back to doing what he was doing effectively before, and that is the control passing game.
Well, defensive backs must have short memories. In this case, Dave Telford has to follow that line of thinking. He can't remember what happened. He's got to go back and do what he's done best.
This is Courtney Griffin again, the ball carrier, and he is wrapped up by Epi Pa'u'u after a short game. Now, last series, Griffin played at tailback, and Kelly Skipper did not. For one series, you don't think much about it, but right now you have to wonder if maybe Kelly Skipper was injured. He took a lot of hits early in the first quarter.
As a defensive coordinator, and after the opposition throws an interception, you can pretty much assure yourself defensively that they will come out and try to run the football, at least on first down. That's what San Jose State did right there.
Griffin gained 2 yards. Ron Jenkins in motion, Telford to pass. His secondary receiver, Brock Smith, goes high and pulls it down. That'll be short of the first down, breaking up a 3rd down as Telford looked near sideline for Jenkins' first day, then fired over to Brock Smith.
Nice job right there by Dave Telford. Actually had a chance to throw to the left side. Again, the receiver covered, went back and did what he had to do, get the ball to Brock Smith. He makes a nice catch. You've got receivers in this game with excellent hands, especially on the Fresno State side of the football.
Backs in the eye. Collins and Griffin whistle. 25-second clock still reads 12. No problem there. 3rd and 2. Most of the penalties in the ball game have been against, as usual, San Jose State. We'll see what this one is.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 3rd down.
It is against Fresno State, obviously. This will change the 3rd and 2 to a 3rd and 7, and certainly the play call and those two differences is night and day.
Well, 3rd and 2, you can do just about anything you want. With 3rd and 7, you're relegated to throwing the football, trying to get somebody underneath that coverage of San Jose State.
6:25 to play in the first half. Relatively low scoring. Jenkins and Smith split to each side. Telford back to pass. He's in trouble. Dumps it off. Complete to Dean Collins. Big yardage. 40, 45. Midfield before he is shoved out of bounds. And Telford hung in there nicely. Norman Brown was coming. He was going to nail him, and he did anyway. But Telford kept composed and found the fullback Collins.
Right before the snap of the football, they moved the tight end out about a couple of yards. They made Norman Brown the cover guy on the back. Now, Brown gets to Telford, but you can see Telford gets the football to Dean Collins, and Collins is off to the races. A nice job of picking up the blitz, Brown on the blitz, and a good job by Telford hanging in there and getting the football to Collins.
Jay Taylor, the touchdown scorer, finally shoved Collins out of bounds after 20 yards. Recovered, though. We're into Spartan territory for the 1st and 10. Telford feeling hot, going to throw again on the run. And he overshoots Anthony Williams, a junior flanker who has exceptional speed. Somebody they want to get deep. And again, he was picking on the slow-footed Phil Fresh.
Well, Phil Fresh had excellent coverage that time, and it's probably best that the throw was a bit high. Williams covered on the play. 46 defense is a defense that really highlights linebackers. San Jose State feeling they can't go out and recruit big, strong linemen, so they have a number of players that are exceptionally quick, all in the 210 to 225 range, and all can run. That's the basis of the 46 defense.
2nd down 10. Telford pump fake. Now he's going up top. And a little bump, and the ball is intercepted. No, it was not intercepted. Fresh could not pull it down. No flag down. There was some contact, but Jenkins appeared to really do most of the initiating of the contact.
You can see
bumped into Fresh.
Excuse me, Gary. You can see Telford motioning Jenkins to go outside. It's very tough to run a stop-and-go pattern on a guy that is regarded as the slowest corner in the team. Mentally, if you don't have great speed to play the corner, you just can't ever get beat deep. So therefore, Fresh playing the stop-and-go exceptionally well, almost had a chance to make the interception.
Bulldogs bring in 3 wide receivers. Brock Smith, Ron Jenkins near sideline, Anthony Williams far sideline. We have a whistle. Illegal procedure against Fresno State is what you would guess. Jeff Skidmore, the right tackle, number 70, may have moved early.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 3rd down.
You know, even more than holding, the illegal procedure calls at the line of scrimmage absolutely drive coaches out of their minds. When they watch the films tomorrow, this will be brought up. Fellas, we're at the line of scrimmage. Why are we moving? And you know the snap count. The defense doesn't.
Simply a mental mistake.
That's a lot of penalties.
That's a lot. And San Jose State's had a couple on the defensive end, which led to Fresno State picking up their only field goal, only points of the game. 3rd and 15 for Telford. He's flushed. He has a lot of room to run, but not enough room. Kidney and Epi Pa'u'u set him down at the 45-yard line, so Barry Belli is in to punt the football on 4th down with 5:36 to play in the opening half. Scott Wells drops deep, a junior awaiting Belli's punt. He punted last year for the first time, and that's going to be a tremendous benefit, the fact that he does both. The NFL people are going to love that. Save a roster spot. Good snap, plenty of time. Belli angling for the sideline. He has the sideline, but not a great kick. It is out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Actually, the 22-yard line. We'll be back.
In communities across America, there's a working spirit. People working together with a feeling of pride. When that feeling exists, there's Dickey's Work Clothes. America, it still works. Dickies, the brand it works in. Dickies, made with Celanese Fortrel polyester.
We're not a company, but we recognize potential. We develop it. We use it. We'll make sure that as your responsibility grows, so will you. As your ability for leadership grows, so will you. Working with us, you'll gain self-confidence, become a person with a future. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Two great college football coaches come together for another great game.
Barry, I think we should punt.
No, let's go for it.
Enjoy the thrill of real college football action
Oh, it's their ball, Johnson.
with the VCR College Bowl game. Punt, go for a field goal, score the winning touchdown. You can do it all.
It's a touchdown.
Look for VCR College Bowl football wherever games are sold. Also look for VCR Top Rank Boxing Game, the brand new game that puts you center ring for some of the greatest matches in boxing history.
Here are the pregame comments of one of the most colorful sportscasters in the country, Vic the Brick Jacobs.
Fresno State, San Jose State. The blood is boiling. These two teams hate each other's guts. Last year's 45-41 wild victory by San Jose State at Spartan Stadium, that devastated the Dogs the entire season. This year's theme, it's the big payback.
Vic the Brick Jacobs. He is a popular man here in Fresno. He has gotten some play nationally as being the most outrageous local sportscaster in the country, and he certainly has my vote.
Would you buy a car from that man?
I wouldn't buy a car, and I wouldn't let him go near my hair. That's one thing. I got to change my act, though. This guy's getting popular. Here's Kenny Jackson for San Jose State, running left and getting nothing. 5:02 to play. First half, 6-3, Fresno State.
You know, for a game that was billed as a shootout, a game that certainly would entail a lot of points being scored, this has been a pretty good defensive struggle. San Jose State, the only score of the game for the Spartans via an interception for a touchdown, and Fresno State has scored but 3 points.
That last run by Kenny Jackson, his first run since the first drive of the football game. He has carried 5 for 27 times. Perez to throw on 2nd and 10. Rolling, has time, goes deep, and overthrows again Guy Liggins. Pardon me, that's Willie McLeod, not Guy Liggins. Nope, it was Guy Liggins, number 83. McLeod wears number 8. UNLV, who we'll see next week against San Jose State in San Jose, loses 28-14. Long Beach State, we saw last week win. They win again over to Mexico State. And Utah State at home beat the Pacific Tigers of Bob Cook 17-13. This is a 3rd down and 10. For Perez and the Spartans, 3 wide receivers. Jackson, a good block. He needs the 30-yard line. He won't get it. John O'Leary, number 80, set him down about 4 yards short of the first down.
When a young quarterback prides himself on being a tough quarterback, sometimes he won't go down when it's necessary. Mike Perez is going to have to learn, not only this year, but next year in the National Football League, that there are times you're not going to be successful, and you've got to get down before linebackers get to you. In that case, John O'Leary, a big, strong linebacker.
Tom Deal to punt again. Anthony Williams is deep. We have a whistle, flag. This kick does not count. There was a good one by Deal. And we have a penalty. Another penalty.
And another dead ball penalty.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 4th down.
Why is this happening?
Well, it's very tough to hear. This is an extremely exuberant crowd. They are making themselves heard. Certainly, Fresno State has had the same problem. So I'm wondering if they can't hear the signals either.
San Jose State goes 5 yards deep. Deal a good punt last time. Didn't count. His first 2 that did were not good punts. End over ran, very returnable. Williams at his 41. Right sideline, bumped out of bounds by Everett Burns.
I'll tell you what, there's going to be a clipping call on this play, and it is not a good call. It certainly appeared the San Jose State player pulled off. The official almost looked like he anticipated the clipping call.
3:37 to play in the first half. And the a penalty will take Fresno State out of glorious field position and move them back inside their 40-yard line. Coming up at halftime, we'll head back to the studios for Tim Brando and a recap of the busy college football day, and also highlights of game 1 of the World Series. The Twins, if you missed it, defeated the Cardinals 10-1. So Frank Viola missed his brother's wedding, but it all paid off. I wonder if they got the tape of the toast he sent. He was the best man of the wedding.
Yeah, I imagine they did.
Here's Telford, 1st and 10, looking screen for Skipper. And Skipper does some nice dancing and stays actually out of bounds at 3:28 to play. Phil Frasch pushed him out. And Skipper returns after sitting out 2 consecutive series. He comes back in. His thighs are not quite as big as Robert Newhouse. He kind of reminds me of a mini Mac Aaron back in the 70s, Dave. Kelly Skipper, a low center of gravity, those big legs, tough to tackle.
Well, you try to get him the football as many times as you possibly can. You hand him the football 18 to 20 times, and you throw him the football 8 to 10, and you let his abilities, you can see right there, a very shifty and tough runner to tackle.
He picked up 5 on that catch and run. Telford has some good first half numbers despite the interception for a touchdown. Flags fly on the snap. Again, a dead ball penalty. An amazing amount.
False start. Offense. 2nd down.
Jim Sweeney is given the indication against his team. Claude Gilbert, who boasts a tremendous offense, only points coming from his defense. Jay Taylor, 45-yard touchdown return for the score. Here's a 2nd and 10. Telford will pass, and he will pass long. Anthony Williams out there. Frasch bumps him. No flag. No flag. What'd you think?
Well, it doesn't matter what I think, but it certainly appeared that there was contact on the play. The official did not see it that way, called it inadvertent contact. Fresno State 3rd down.
Well, quickly, we're going to send it back to Bristol and Tim Brando.
And we're going to take you direct to Tucson. Staying out west in Arizona, Ron Beal will roll out and you'll find Derek Hill, the junior flanker, gets into the end zone. And right now, Arizona has a 28-10 lead over Oregon State.
All right, Tim, we're back in Fresno. Here's Telford. 3rd down and 10 throws. It is caught for a 1st down by Brock Smith, senior out of St. Louis, for 16 yards. And Telford continues to pile up some impressive numbers. He has really diversified his attack as Brock Smith makes a nice catch over the middle. He has completed balls to 5 different receivers, but Smith may be the best one he has.
Good protection right there for Dave Telford, and we didn't get a chance to see Brock Smith doing what good receivers do, coming back to the football.
Telford hands off to Kelly Skipper, and he picks up a couple before Barry Kidney sets him down right on top of the Bulldog at midfield here in Fresno, California. 2:45 to play in the 1st half. Skipper, 12 carries, Dave, just 20 yards.
And it's been a rather tough 20 yards, too. Fresno doing a nice job offensively, nothing outstanding, but they're keeping the football, again, away from Mike Perez.
Backs in the eye. Misdirection to Skipper. And now he has about 17 yards, or maybe less. He lost quite a bit on that. Mike Hutcherson, number 95, left tackle. And Richard Johnson, number 76, set him down.
Well, we told you earlier that Kidney and Pau'u have blitzed over 70 times each. You'll see number 48, Pau'u, come inside along with Kidney. And they are there to greet a rather late developing offensive play to Skipper.
As we said at the top of the broadcast, tough to run on those linebackers in the 46 defense. 1:50 to play in the half. Telford on 3rd down. Flag is down. Telford throws. It is broken up by Jay Taylor as they went to Bartlesky, the tight end, for the first time of the game. Flag down at the line of scrimmage. You would guess holding.
And if you guessed holding, I think you'd be right. That time the protection was good, maybe a little bit too good for Fresno State. Dave Telford with a lot of time. Receivers, all of them covered.
We're looking at Mike Withicum there, number 76. A legitimate prospect.
Holding.
It is holding.
Penalty is declined.
They will decline, of course.
4th down.
And force Barry Belli into punt.
Well, Withicum was an all-PCAA first teamer last year. You can see right there, not only does he hold him, he's got him in a bear hug, and there, of course, the holding call, trying to block John Pucchini.
And Withicum's strength is his pass blocking skills rather than run block. Belli's 4th punt. And again, Scott Wells, number 18, drops back deep. His first return was tremendous, 17 yards. Good rush. High kick by Belli. Way up there. Wells going to come back, though. 15, 20, and he fights his way for a 9-yard return to the 21-yard line. So Mike Perez is 79 yards away with 1:34 to play in the first half.
Are you looking for a convenient way to deliver time-sensitive documents? Xerox and Phillips office machines have the answer. The Xerox 7010-7021 fax telecopiers. The Xerox fax system sends printed copies over phone lines anywhere in as little as 15 seconds. And it's easy to use. And now through October 30th, Phillips Office Machines is giving away a Xerox memo writer with the purchase of any Xerox fax telecopier. So see Phillips, your Xerox dealer for the Valley.
Heard it said you are known by the company you keep. For almost 50 years, Leach Leasing in Fresno has been serving the transportation needs of many of Fresno's largest, most respected companies, like the folks at Margosian Beverage Company, distributors of Miller Brewing Company products. They've been leasing company vehicles from Leach Leasing since 1971. And here they are taking delivery of a new van fleet. They demand the best in value and service.
New or used, it's Leach Leasing. No one does it better.
After we finish up the final 1:34 of action here in the first half, we'll send it back to our studios. Tim Brando is standing by. College scores and highlights. Highlights of the Twins' 10-1 win in Game 1 of the World Series. And Dave and I later in the half will come back and analyze what has happened here. And I'm a bit perplexed. 6-3 San Jose State. You
are perplexed. I wonder how both of the coaches feel.
How about the homecoming queen and king? Homecoming weekend here in Fresno State.
They're not perplexed.
They've held Perez down for the first 28-26 of the half. And they hold him down for a few more seconds as Perez throws high for Kenny Jackson. Rod Cox came in there. The roverback blitzed, got in. And the pressure attack of the Bulldogs has forced some bad passes by Perez, frankly.
They've done a good job defensively at changing the coverage scheme. They've gone to zone, they've gone to man. Right-hand side of the screen, you will see Cox coming in, and Perez, it's all he can do to simply get rid of the football. Cox unblocked once again. You saw it the first play of the game. He came in virtually untouched again.
Clock stopped with 1:28 to go in the half. Second down. Perez dumps it off to Saxon High. Flag down late again. Late hitting. These two teams have a very intense rivalry. Both teams have a lot of seniors that have played each other the last couple of years. This one's again against San Jose State.
That's an ineligible receiver downfield. You have that often when you try to run the screen. Fresno State's doing a good job. They're rushing 4 players.
Ineligible receiver against the offense, 5 yards, no loss of down, is refused. Third down.
But they still were able to get a defensive lineman in the passing lane. Mike Perez looks a bit unsettled. Certainly uncharacteristically unsettled for a senior quarterback and a young man who's been so very good during the course of his career.
Interesting, Sweeney refused the penalty. He wants the football back on third down. And 10. Perez over the middle, ball tipped, free ball, it lands. No interception. Tony Harris, who has one, almost came up with number 2, and that would have been big. John O'Leary was the man who made the big hit and popped that football up. The Bulldogs will get the ball back once more in the first half. And they are putting 10 men on the line of scrimmage to go at Tom Deal, who has not had a good night. Anthony Williams, only guy back. Here they come. He gets it off. Williams lets it bounce inside the 40. That'll be Deal's best punt of the night. Thanks to a roll. 1:09 to go. Back to Tim Brando with a highlight.
The Oregon State Beavers are keeping it close in Tucson. Eric Wilhelm will look for, and he's under duress before finding Rob Ellis. And a great run by Ellis. He'll go 22 yards, and that will put the Beavers in good shape inside the 5. And then Wilhelm, once again, with that left arm, will find Phil Ross. It's 28-17 in the third. The Beavers hanging tough. Let's get back to Fresno. Greg and Dave.
All right, Tim. Eric Wilhelm's a good left-handed quarterback. He's up there in total offense in the country for the Beavers. 1:05 to go. Fresno State. Telford fires complete. Tight end made the catch. Craig Jones. Epi Pa'u'u makes the tackle. Clock rolls, Dave. 57 to play.
Now you'll see Fresno State utilizing the 2-minute offense. What it does, it keeps San Jose State in the basic 46 defense. They'll play zone most of the time. They can throw underneath the zone coverage, get down for an attempted field goal.
They did not pick up the first down on that play. The chains do not move. The clock keeps rolling is the point. 38 seconds to go. 2nd and 1. They flush Telford. He fires. Complete. Brock Smith breaks a tackle, and he's down to the 27-yard line. And they're going to use one of their timeouts here with 30. Well, the clock does stop as they move the chains. We'll see if they use a timeout. Jay Taylor finally ran down Smith. Nice catch and run.
Doesn't appear like they're going to use a timeout. They're going to signal the play in. And a nice job by Dave Telford, escaping the pass rush, finding Brock Smith over the middle, and a good job of running after he caught the pass.
And Telford was close to that line of scrimmage. Very close. Good presence of mind. They don't call timeout. They've wasted 10 seconds here. 20 to play. Timing pattern, and Williams turned late and could not get it. The Bulldogs have one timeout left. They don't use it there, of course, because the clock stops on the incomplete pass. 18 seconds to play. Good first half numbers for Telford. Of course, the one glaring stat, the interception return for the touchdown.
With Belli as your place kicker, you are now pretty close to being in range. So with 18 seconds to go, you have the luxury of either going to the end zone or trying to pick up 10 to 15 yards. You can do basically anything you wanted from the offensive standpoint. Enough time and an excellent kicker.
Right now it lines up at a 44-yard field goal. Again, he has not missed inside the 50 this year. 18 seconds to go. 2nd down. Out of the shotgun. Telford off balance. This ball's going to be intercepted, or it should be. No, it's not. Raznick playing like Dan Gladden, center fielder, could not get over in time to take the ball away and nullify a field goal attempt.
Good blitz by San Jose State. Dave Telford making a critical mistake, throwing the football up for grabs. Jim Sweeney grabbed his head. As soon as Telford threw the football, they just got away with one. You'll see the blitz inside. Skipper tries to pick up the linebacker. Now Telford just has to eat the football or throw it out of bounds. This is a jump ball. Unfortunately for Fresno, San Jose State couldn't get to it. The good pressure from the inside. Throw it out of bounds.
3rd down is upcoming. They have a timeout left and 11 seconds to play, but they're going for the field goal on 3rd down here. Barry Belli, 44-yard field goal. Whistles fly. They took too much time again. And this one is absolutely inexcusable if it is delay of game.
You've got 11 seconds to go. You've got time for
one ball, delay.
How can they do that?
3rd down.
I mean, that makes the field goal from 44 to 49 yards.
You've got time for one more play. You've got one timeout. It's tough to understand, although you do have a very good place kicker in Bella.
From 44, he looked good. From 49, it's tough. He has not missed inside the 50 this year. 7 of 7. He's made one tonight. Down. Up. Looks long enough. He made it. Barry Belli from 49 yards away tacks on some more points to his all-time PCAA record. It is now 289. And the game is tied at 6 with 11 seconds to go.
What a tremendous weapon for Fresno State when you've got a kicker like Mr. Belli, perfect inside the 50. Watch him hit it. You think he knows this is right through the uprights? No question about it. Interesting, no time has run out the clock during the course of the kick.
Jim Sweeney is used to coaching good kickers. At Montana State, he found a guy named Jan Stenerud. Stenerud was at Montana State, Dave, on a ski scholarship. Sweeney saw him kicking the football and said, want to try? And he was one of the greatest of all time.
Jim Sweeney is also Jan Stenerud's godfather. Very, very close to, I think, one of the great kickers in the history of the National Football League.
Belli now has 68 career field goals. That ties him 7th all-time with Larry Roach from Oklahoma State. He began the year trying to catch Jeff Yeager, the all-timer, with 80, but he's not going to make that.
Greg, we had a chance to watch Fresno State practice yesterday, and Belli was easily hitting from 50 to 55 yards. He's got a very, very strong leg, but he's an extremely accurate kicker. That's the thing that you need if you're going to go on and be a good NFL kicker. It's not necessarily what you do from 50 yards out. It's what you do from 40 to 45 yards in. And Belli, one of the more accurate kickers in the country.
Well, Belli's been their offense. Couple of field goals. Last one, 49-yarder, capped off the 4-play, 34-yard drive, which they tried to do in a short order, and they did. Less than a minute. Clock is set with 7 seconds to play.
That's correct.
The first half.
They didn't run any time off during the course of the kick, and the officials caught it and changed it.
Maybe that's another reason why Fresno State has won 15 straight. The clock keepers on their side of things. Although right now they want to run off the clock and get it over with.
You're alluding to a little hometown cooking.
No, I wouldn't do that. That never happens. 7 seconds to play. Squib kick, obviously. Fielded on the fly by one of the up men. And he is nailed down after a short game with 2 seconds to go. Rich Harbison, backup tight end number 10, was the man who grabbed the ball, and probably the one guy out there up close who didn't want to get the football.
Well, nobody up close ever wants to get it, because once you get it, they don't know what to do with it. Fresno State time for one play. I would throw it deep and see if he can come up with some sort of interference penalty or a great catch. We saw it happen today earlier. Michigan against Iowa. A Hail Mary with less than 5 seconds to go, resulting in a touchdown.
San Jose State also has Mike Perez, who has a history of doing things in very short time. But they're not going to do it here. They have 3 people behind them. They're going to lie down and be content with a 6-6 score at halftime. A defensive strike. Alongside Dave Logan, Greg Papa back at Bulldog Stadium in Fresno, California. Third quarter set to begin. 6-6 between the 2 top teams, the PCAA. 5-1 San Jose State to kick off to 3 and 2 Fresno State. Alvarez kicks to Smith and Williams deep. This is Brock Smith, number 2. Running right. Gets a block from Alexander and Williams and goes down at about the 20-yard line. First half numbers puzzling. It's 92 yards passing for San Jose State. They average better than 300 yards a game passing, Dave.
One of the stats that you don't see, San Jose State had the football in the first quarter 3 minutes. Maybe they pressed a little bit in the second half. Defensively, the Spartans with a pretty good effort, although you have to give credit to Fresno State for doing what they had to do, control the game on the ground.
Dean Collins and Kelly Skipper in the eye behind Telford. This is Kelly Skipper for a gain of 3 or 4. Barry Kidney makes the tackle. Kelly Skipper in the first half carried 14 times for only 18 yards. Barry Kidney, a senior out of Chino, California. Leading tackler with 52. Also has a couple of quarterback sacks. As we see again, Kelly Skipper running the football.
Fresno State loves to run to the left side behind Withacombe and Walden. And again, Skipper on the ISO lead will get good positive yardage. He gained 4 yards in the play. Doesn't look like much, but you can do a lot when it's 2nd down and 6.
Telford, a very good first half, 11 of 18, 141 yards. Now it is Skipper with Courtney Griffin. 2 tailbacks divided behind Telford out of the shotgun. He fires, and it's caught by Bartlesky, the tight end. At 6'5", a large target for Dave Telford. They don't often go to Bartlesky. He is more of a blocking tight end. Craig Jones, the reserve tight end, catches more passes, but a nice one here by Bartlesky.
Again, they split Bartlesky out 2 yards. They force Ryan Rasnick to play man-to-man coverage. Now, Rasnick has very good speed, but Bartlesky certainly the advantage in size. 6'5" and 230 pounds. He made an exceptional catch right there.
He needed to be 6'5" to make that catch. He extended. Gain of 15 yards. 1st and 10 Bulldogs. They run Courtney Griffin, and he picks up a couple. Again, Barry Kidney, number 50, puts him down. If Kidney was only a couple inches bigger, Dave, he'd be certainly a professional prospect. But he's kind of small at 6'1", isn't he?
Well, he's small to play linebacker in the NFL. He certainly is a pretty good size to play linebacker in the 46 defense for San Jose State. They pride themselves on having linebackers, as I said earlier, that can run, good athletes. They certainly have 4 of them for San Jose State.
Dean Collins now comes back in. He's the fullback. Courtney Griffin, the tail. Second down. And they run Courtney Griffin again. Griffin carried 3 times in the first half for no yards. He's carried twice in the second early for a couple. Norman Brown, number 66, put him down. Third down and 4 for Fresno State.
This is the kind of down that San Jose State really likes to bring people. 7, 8 people at times, and it's a play that Fresno State has had problems with during the course of this game on third down, especially when San Jose State blitzes.
They've made 3 of 8 third downs. San Jose State 2 of 8. Backs in the eye. They could run or pass. They're going to pass. And it's dropped. Dean Collins had the first down had he caught the football, and he should have. It hit him in the hands. He just simply dropped it.
Well, when you live and die by the blitz, and we call it San Jose State sending 8, Dean Collins might very well have scored if he could have hung on to the football. Telford a little bit behind him, but he was rushed due to the blitz. Watch from the inside. Dave Telford with the play action. Doesn't have a lot of time. Dumps the football. Collins has to make that catch.
Barry Belli's 5th punt of the game. 41.5 of his first 4, long of 50. They don't come anywhere near him. They're setting up the return of Tim Wells. From his 15, he goes to about his 16. Good punt coverage by the Bulldogs. 12:38 to play, third quarter. Perez and the Spartans get it for the first time in the second half when we come back.
Guy asked me the other day how you can possibly compare a Mazda RX-7 with a Porsche 944. Well, he's got a point. The RX-7 does get to 60 faster. It's within a few miles an hour of the Porsche at the top end. And the Mazda RX-7 even comes with a better warranty. When you figure the 944's price is nearly double, I guess there's really no comparison at all. And just wait till you drive one.
This is the Mazda way.
We're not a company, but outstanding people come to us every day. People who want to make a contribution to a team and do work that really counts. People eager to see new places, do the unusual, and find the unusual. People who become your friends for life. People just like you. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Army. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
This live PCAA football game on ESPN is being brought to you by Mazda, bringing performance and value together. That's the Mazda way. By the U.S. Armed Forces, it's a great place to start. And by Yashica. They put a new focus on photography with a new 230 AF autofocus. First and 10, San Jose State. Claude Gilbert, hands on hips. He has enjoyed some success here at Bulldog Stadium. He's won twice, lost 3 times, but the big wins have been in the California Bowl, where this is always played, beating the PCAA champ against the Mid-American Conference champ. And Perez again pressured, throws incomplete.
Well, they're going to call him in the grass.
In the grass. Rivera and Rogers had him tied up before he threw.
I think an excellent call. Sometimes when you have a big, strong quarterback, as an official, you're a little bit hesitant to call in the grass. You'll see right here is Perez, 6'2" and 210 pounds. They are all over him. And you've got to blow the whistle right there. An excellent call. You keep quarterbacks from getting hurt when you make a call like that.
No doubt about it. A good call there. 7-yard loss as they sack Mike Perez. Donald Stewart, fullback. Kenny Jackson, tailback. 3 wide receivers, no tight ends. They want to draw to Kenny Jackson, and he gets hardly anything. You wouldn't expect San Jose State to run the football on 2nd and 17, Dave, but they aren't deep in their own end and played it conservatively. As we glance at some of the scores, Arizona hanging on. Arizona State going for a shutout in the third quarter. Stanford trying to make it 2 straight.
For San Diego State, the winner of the WAC last year, certainly having their problems this year.
Todd Santos not having the kind of year they thought he might. For Denny Stoltz and the Aztecs. 3rd and 14. Perez to throw. Here comes Cox again, number 54. Good job to elude him. Should have been caught by Willie McLeod. Wouldn't have been the first down, but McLeod simply dropped the ball right in his hands.
Well, Mike Perez and the Spartan offense, they've got to go to the sidelines and figure out exactly how they want to block scheme-wise this Fresno defense. Perez is being rushed, and I'm telling you, he's not even setting up on the 5th and 7th step before he's got somebody in red all over it.
Anthony Williams does the 100 meters in 10.5 seconds. Deal to punt. They're coming after him, and he just did get it away. Good kick, high. Deep. Williams back to his 41, and he fair caught the football. Deal almost got nailed, but he got that football off very strongly. His best punt of the evening. And they really came after Deal deep. They wanted to block that ball.
Jim Sweeney said yesterday he thought he could get a punt. You can see the snap a bit low. Deal, an excellent job and great concentration. My, that was close. A chance for a big play defensively.
All right, timeout. 11:27 to play, third quarter.
Hi, I'm Pat Hayden for Yashica. From the opening kickoff, the best way to catch all the action is to trap it with Trap Focus. With the new Yashica 230AF 35mm autofocus SLR camera. It's so easy to shoot great moments in standard autofocus or follow a player in continuous focus. So no matter what situation you shoot in, you'll catch it all. Oh! With the Yashica 230AF. Yashica puts a new focus on photography.
Introducing a small sedan made the Mazda way.
The new Mazda 323 SE has a bunch of technical sophistication like fuel injection, a roomy interior, lots of standard features, all backed by the best warranty in its class. I'm not kidding. You've got to check out this Mazda 323. Not only because it's today's best small sedan value, but because it's one small car with the solid feel and performance of an expensive road car.
This is the Mazda way.
The nation's best total offense plus the best total defense add up to one awesome team, the Oklahoma Sooners. Barry Switzer's boys tackle Colorado live Saturday on ESPN.
That's next Saturday on ESPN, Colorado against Oklahoma. Has anybody ever made the NFL that played for the Colorado Buffaloes, Dave, that you can think of offhand?
There have been a number of guys. Hey, not lately. They have.
Where did you go to school?
They have really struggled. Well, where do you think I went to school? They've struggled lately. That's a big game for them. Oklahoma, I think, certainly the best team in the country. And when they play at Norman, look out.
They've played 9 years in the NFL, mostly for Cleveland, out of Colorado. You're a good-hearted guy. I thought you'd get mad at that.
I am, but I'll catch you after the door.
Here's a pitch to Courtney Griffin. Running right. And right out of bounds he goes. Barry Kidney has scored them out. Gain of short yardage.
First down ratio on, the run-pass ratio on first down has been 8 out of 10 as we have an injured player for Fresno State.
That's Jeff Skidmore, right tackle, 6'5", 285-pound sophomore, goes off, and coming on is Jeff Trushell to take his spot. One of the top things that Jim Sweeney looks for in a quarterback, courage and intelligence. And that's why Dave Telford is starting, a very bright young man, 3.63 GPA out of high school, 3.23 GPA at Spokane Falls Junior College. He likes that. And the handoff goes to Dean Collins. Coach Sweeney won't be elated by that, only a gain of a couple. Greg Cox, rover back. Larry Sanson make the tackle. So Telford faces a third down, and Telford has got a tremendous story like Perez does for San Jose State.
No, I think it's an outstanding story. Dave Telford actually was talked out of coming. Jim Sweeney simply told him, look, I think you're a heck of a kid, but I don't think you can play here for me. Telford walked on, got himself a scholarship, and now he's the starting quarterback. Jim Sweeney simply said nothing upsets Dave Telford.
Early in the season, Telford and Eric Bouchel alternated. Telford simply won the job. Here's a third down and 5. Screen to Collins. He's not going to get the first down. It is tough to throw screen passes against the 46 defense.
It's very tough to try to move the football consistently against the 46 defense. You get the impression right now that Jim Sweeney is very content to simply play field position, let Barry Belli punt the Spartans into trouble, and hope that his defense can come up with a big play.
Again, Barry Belli into punt. Scott Wells drops back. And what has happened to our offensive showdown?
We can't seem to get one. We can't seem to get one.
Last week we had Pacific lose to Long Beach State 9-6, and this week it's actually worse. Wells fair catches at his 19-yard line. And Mike Perez and the Spartans come out. Next Saturday, our college football coverage begins as always at 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific with Game Day. Tim Brando, Bino Cook, and Kerry Ross in the studios. And then our first of two next weekend, Colorado Buffaloes, Oklahoma Sooners. Colorado, a good rush defense team. They're going to have to be next week against the Sooner attack. Here's James Saxon running right, stumbling down at about the 21-yard line. John O'Leary made the tackle.
The way you can take pressure off your quarterback is if you can establish any kind of running game, you've got a chance. That time James Saxon only gets 2 yards. You'll see number 80, John O'Leary, come into the picture as Saxon, a very good blocker and a youngster that doesn't get the chance to carry the football many times, is tripped up on an outstanding play. John O'Leary didn't start the last couple of weeks. They said he was not aggressive enough. He certainly had a fine game here tonight.
He's a JC transfer. Most of these guys are for both teams out of Santa Rosa Junior College. 2nd and 8. Perez throws complete. And it's a first down at the 30-yard line. Nice play by James Saxon to fight his way for the first down.
Boy, nice setup right there by Mike Perez. They faked the screen to the left side, got Saxon one-on-one on the linebacker. This might be what they need to get the offense on track. You see O'Leary on Saxon, and though O'Leary is an extremely quick linebacker, that is a mismatch.
Saxon was bobbling the football. He was almost going to lose it, and he still kept his presence of mind to just barely get across the yard line for the first down. Saxon may be the best pro prospect on offense in the backfield because he does everything. He runs, he catches, and he blocks. They go to Saxon again. Tony Harris, John O'Leary. Don't let him go far at all.
And Jethro Franklin right there, 6'2" and 260-pound senior, a Lombardi Trophy candidate. We said 19.5 sacks last year. He has 7.5 this year. They wanted to move him from side to side so that San Jose State couldn't get a gear as to where he'd line up. Very quick for a man that size, and another guy that has an exceptional chance, I think, to play in the National Football League.
Saxon gained 1, 2nd and 9. Perez to throw. Here they come again. He's going to run. 35, 40, first down, fumbles the ball. It's recovered by the Spartans, though. Kenny Roberts, number 2, dove back and grabbed the ball. Check that. Number 8, Willie McLeod, is the man who made the play.
Well, Mike Perez is not a guy that wants to go out of bounds. Reminds you a little bit of a big, strong quarterback by the name of Terry Bradshaw. Bradshaw never learned how to get down until later in his career. You mentioned Jethro Franklin, the arm under, powerful move, and he is the one that flushes Mike Perez out of the pocket, and now he's chasing hopelessly Mike Perez. Defensive linemen don't get enough attention unless they're trying to chase a quarterback down.
There's Saxon up the middle. He is driven down by John O'Leary. And play by Perez, the run, the fumble, and the recovery by McLeod has been the best offensive play of the second half for San Jose State. Now, Fresno State is a good defensive team. You've been talking about why they're not scoring. Fresno State is tough. 13.6 a game last year, 9th best in the nation this year. 16.4, the best in the PCAA.
And you can see in this drive, Claude Gilbert has gone back to trying to establish a bit more of a running game. Takes that pressure off of Mike Perez. 2nd and 9, you might figure a pass here.
Bulldogs shut out Southern Illinois last week, 35-0. Long Beach State, week before, beat them 30-7. Their touchdown coming late in the first half. They're blitzing. He gets it off. It is caught by Kenny Roberts, his first catch of the ball game for the first down. And Perez, for the first time of the football game, really hummed one over the middle. It really had to be fired in there.
Sacks don't always count as the most important factor defensively. Hurries and roughs do. Watch Perez as he takes a shot. This is a great catch by Kenny Roberts. And again, you have to make catches like that when you're a team that relies so heavily on throwing the football.
14-yard pickup sets up the first down. 3 wide receivers in for the Spartans. They play action to Saxon. Throw to McLeod near sideline of the flanker screen. He's out inside the 30-yard line. Shoved out of bounds there by Thomas Ireland, number 25.
As good as Fresno State has played defensively in this game, you kind of get the feeling that the Spartans are about to get untracked. Quick, safe pass. to the outside, let your wide receiver do something athletically, and it's almost a 9-yard gain.
You get the feeling because they're beginning now to open up their playbook. That's the first time we've seen the flanker screen. Again, 3 wide receivers. 83 Liggins goes in motion. They run Kenny Jackson. He is tripped up in the backfield by Cox, number 54. We have called his number a lot, and last night talking to Jim Sweeney, he said, you will, because I'm playing him a lot. I love him. He is the kind of football player I want out there.
A lot of big plays come from the outside linebacker position. You see Jim Sweeney trying to get this crowd involved as the Spartans continue to drive. Cox has had an exceptional game. They just line him up, and they send him to the quarterback. That time, the quarterback brought him right to the running back.
The master motivator, Jim Sweeney, not only for his football team, also the community. You should have seen him at their pep rally yesterday singing Fresno State fight songs. It has worked. Perez can't hear. Either that or he didn't like the defense. He calls timeout with 6:05 to play in the 3rd quarter. Well, it's a 6-6 football game here, and the Spartans want to cash in to break this tie.
People from all over Central California wait for our once-a-year executive demonstrator sale of Mercedes-Benz automobiles, and this is it. I can personally guarantee you will save thousands of dollars on one of these like-new executive demonstrators. Some customers tell us they've shopped from Los Angeles to San Francisco to find a better deal and couldn't do it, and once again bought their Mercedes-Benz from Slavish Brothers. New or used, buy or lease, yes you can, during our annual executive demonstrator sale at Slavish Brothers Mercedes-Benz in Fresno.
Welcome to one of the greatest ideas in the world, elegant Foxborough homes.
Entertain your friends in spacious, warm openness. Gourmet cooking at your fingertips or just plain relaxation. Every view a pleasant surprise. Airy bedrooms, luxurious baths. Foxborough has everything you've ever hoped for in a home.
Visit one of the greatest ideas in the world, Foxborough, a luxury Kesterson community of single-family homes on Brawley, just south of Herndon.
Formation. Greg Pop alongside Dave Logan in Fresno Bulldog Stadium. 6:05 to play, 3rd quarter. And a big 3rd down and 2 facing the San Jose State Spartans. They called timeout to get the play right, and with San Jose State, Dave, they could do anything in this situation.
Most clubs on 3rd and 2 like to run the football, but you've got some wide receivers in the game. They've been fairly efficient at the pick play. Looks like they'll throw out of this formation.
3 wide receivers, 1 setback. Look out for the screen to Saxon, and they snuffed it out and drop in for a loss. And that play was not executed well at all. Mike Perez telegraphed the whole play. Looks right the whole time to Saxon.
Well, it's a tough play in a 3rd and short situation because more times than not, defensively, you're man-to-man. In this case, Saxon, and you can see he is greeted almost as soon as he catches the football by Ireland. Ireland, the nickelback, coming in, having Saxon man-to-man. It's real tough to run a screen with that kind of defense.
Ireland's having some football game. A sophomore here in Fresno. We're going forward on 4th down and 4. A field goal would break the tie. Gutsy call by Claude Gilbert. Pitches. Here's Kenny Jackson. Didn't make it. Pardon me, James Saxon. He didn't make it. No way.
Kind of an interesting call. 3rd and 2, as you see Jim Sweeney, he's fired up. 3rd and 2, you throw the football, and 4th and 4, you pitch the football. That's a lot of confidence in your offensive line. In this case, maybe unjustified.
Well, their playbook is designed to be unpredictable. They have so many different sets, so many different plays they can call, and they did what we did not think they would do twice in a row, but Fresno State was not fooled. And their defense gives their offense a big charge here. Dave Telford comes out of the 27-yard line. 5:18 to play, 3rd quarter. Jenkins and Williams split each side. Jenkins, number 6, moves in motion right. 1st down pass. Complete to Jenkins. And I believe he has the 1st down before Pa'u'u, number 48, tackles him.
Caught him in his own defense. Jenkins, a very, very smart receiver, coming down and simply sitting down in the seam, allowing Dave Telford the opportunity to throw in the football. 46 defense, more times than not, you'll play man-to-man. In that case, the right play for the right defense.
They are bringing the chains out to measure whether or not Jenkins picked up 10 yards on that first down pass from Dave Telford. And the Bulldogs threw the ball on first down. Are they alleviating from their game plan from the first half, or are they just trying to keep them honest by throwing once on first?
And they do have the first down. I think you're just keeping them honest. When you run the football so many times on first down, you can pretty much dictate as to what the defense will do. That time, as I said, a zone defense. Smith, a very smart receiver.
But they have not run the ball effectively in the game, and they have passed effectively at times. The only offense they're getting has been through the air. Backs are split up behind Telford. First down and 10. 37-yard line. Again, Jenkins in motion. Play action. And Jenkins is open, and Telford overthrows everybody on the football field. Ryan Rasnick, number 24, was the closest player to it. More scores. Oregon State goes down. Arizona hangs out at home. Wins by 2 touchdowns. Washington State still has not scored at Arizona State. Having a good year, Arizona State. Stanford. San Diego State has defensive problems this year, to say the least. They usually do, though, don't they? They can score. They can't stop you. 2nd and 10.
That's a bad combination.
Telford, right, eludes the rush. Has a man open on the throws. Craig Jones, though, would have been a first down. Tough pass, though, on the move, and when you have 2 linebackers chasing you.
And when you're running for your life, sometimes you don't make the throw that you'd like to. Telford is able to buy himself some time. Coming inside Kidney and Pau'u, you will see on the blitz, they send 8. You've got the chance to make the big play if you can outrun the blitz. That time stopping and underthrowing the receiver. Third and 10, this is not the situation Fresno State likes to be in, and San Jose State loves to blitz in long yardage situations.
3 wide receivers for the Bulldogs. They have done well defending third downs. Here's Telford. He has time. He's complete, but well shy of the first down. Barry Kidney saw to that. Ron Jenkins went underneath. Actually, Anthony Williams, number 3, popped open deep, but they were content going underneath and well shy of the first down.
Spartans rush 4, dropped 7, played zone. They let you throw it underneath. As you can see, Kidney dropping up. He sees Jenkins on the crossing route and makes the play. They'll allow you to catch the football underneath and then try to make you pay for it.
We've seen a lot of number 50, Kidney, and we've seen a lot of number 27, Belli, the punter. Good kick. Here's Wells. He wants this one. And they want him. He's nailed by Tony Harris, number 4, at his 20-yard line. 41-yard punt, 1-yard return, 3:48 to play. Third quarter, we're still tied.
High-performance luxury sedans traditionally ask you to pay a pretty dear price. Well, that's not the Mazda way. Mazda's all-new 929 has world-class luxury appointments. It's amazingly quiet, solid riding, and actually outperforms those guys. Now there's less standing between you and a car this good. About $8,000 less.
A better luxury car value like this comes from our intense commitment to your total satisfaction. That's the Mazda way.
Come from work, you know I'm tired on beach. Try to make some supper, but I can't even eat. Jump in the shower, watch the world from my back. Gotta get you, baby, that's a natural fact. In the nighttime, that's the right time. I wanna be with you in the nighttime.
The night belongs to Michelob. When Bill Demby was in Vietnam, he dreamed of coming home and playing a little basketball. A dream that all but died when he lost both legs to a Viet Cong rocket. But then researchers discovered that a DuPont plastic could help make some truly remarkable artificial limbs. Now Bill's back, and some say he hasn't lost a step. At DuPont, we make the things that make a difference. Better things for better living.
Through the first 6 weeks of this season, San Jose State has scored 212 points, an average of 35.3 a game, 7th in the country in scoring offense. They've played all but 3:48 of the third quarter, and their only score, a defensive touchdown. Interception by Jay Taylor. They missed The point after. 6 points for Fresno State, 2 Barry Belli field goals. 1st and 10, Spartans. And Perez goes down, and so do flags. He lost the ball. He lost the ball, they're saying. At least the Bulldog defenders are saying. Nobody in a striped jersey has said anything yet.
I think it's going to go for 9. I think what you'll have is defensive holding.
It is Fresno State football. The penalty is against San Jose State. No, it's a turnover. Jethro Franklin recovers the fumble as Mike Perez is blindsided and coughs the football up deep in his own territory.
Well, what you will see is Perez, as he is hit from the backside, fumbles the football. Franklin gets the ball. What you won't see is number 7, Craig Bowens, as he tried to cover. Guy Liggins absolutely had him by the neck. The flag went in. I thought it was going to be holding defensively. Big turnover for the Bulldogs.
Big, to say the least. James Rivera popped it out with the blind side blitzing tackle. Franklin recovers. 1st and 10 from the Spartan 17. Here's Kelly Skipper getting nothing. Well, Fresno State has been here before and been pushed aside. Greg Cox that time, senior, rover back from Columbus, stepped up and made the hit.
Here's the situation in which Jim Sweeney and the Fresno State Bulldogs, they'd like to score a touchdown, but they don't want to take a chance of committing a turnover. As we've said, they've got Barry Belli, who's been perfect for the year inside the 50-yard line. This game's certainly shaping up as a defensive battle. Yeah. Maybe, which I don't think, but maybe 3 points wins it.
If I'm Sweeney, I want a touchdown, though, because San Jose State has not scored on offense yet, and they never do that. Shotgun, 2nd and 10. Telford has a lot of time. Now he's in trouble, and he's down. Back to his 22-yard line. Still well within Belli range. Mike Hutcherson, number 95, out of Las Vegas, put him down. His 2nd quarterback sack of the year.
Well, you have protection sacks and they have coverage sacks. In this case, a coverage sack. They rush forward. They shouldn't get to him with maximum protection. You'll see Hutcherson around the horn on the top side of the screen. In this case, nobody open, and Telford simply has to eat the football.
They're down 15. San Jose State's defense really rising here to meet the challenge of the momentum swing. Telford is all day. He's going to run. He's going for that sideline. Kidney turns him back, and they knock him down at the 18-yard line. So Barry Belli will try for his 3rd field goal of the game. This one will be an attempt of 35 yards from the right hash mark. And San Jose State's defense, Dave, really had an outstanding series there as they pushed Fresno State back following a major fumble right in their own territory deep.
Well, they did what they had to do. They forced Fresno State into a kicking situation, and then they hope that Mike Perez and the offense can get it untracked after the kick.
Belli's 2 for 2 tonight. This one, 35 yards. Jenkins to hold. He's got it up there, and he made it. Barry Belli has scored all 9 Fresno State points. And the Bulldogs retake a lead of 9-6. But again, Jim Sweeney, I don't feel, can be overjoyed with a 9-6 lead following that transaction. The fumble by Perez, the recovery by Franklin, and the Spartan defense really keeps them alive.
Well, you can't be overjoyed, but he's got to be extremely pleased. Again, when you have a weapon like Belli, you sometimes become a bit conservative because you know it's almost a sure 3 points if you can simply get inside the 40-yard line. You don't want to have a turnover, and the way they played defensively, Mike Perez and the San Jose State offense, they have yet to show that they can consistently move the football. 2
best teams in the PCAA. Most experts feel the winner will win the conference and receive the automatic bid to the California Bowl, which will be played right here at Bulldog Stadium December 12th. The champion of the PCAA versus the Mid-American Conference champion. And right now, Miami of Ohio has the lead entering into this week as far as the standings in that conference. In the MAC, 2-1. PCAA has had much better out-of-conference success than the MAC has had, though, this year.
And Barry Belli now ranks 7th in the all-time career NCAA field goal list with 69. Quite a career for the young man right here at Fresno State.
And again, the all-time record is 80 by Jeff Yeager. Now kicking in the National Football League.
That's a lot of field.
That's a lot.
80 field goals.
That's 20 a year if you play all 4.
Man.
1:36 to play, third quarter. Blackshear 44 and Saxon 20 drop back deep for Belli's fifth kickoff. Fourth kickoff. Here's Blackshear. 20 breaks a tackle. 26. That's where San Jose State will start. Not much of a scoring drive there for Fresno State. They went zippo, 3 plays following the fumble recovery by Franklin. But Belli puts him on the board again from 34.
Now it's time to see, with 1:30 left in the third quarter, what this San Jose State offense, and in particular Mike Perez, is made of.
Perez 9 for 20. He's been sacked 3 times. Has the football, fires high for Donald Stewart. Well, Mike Perez is shaking his head. This is my far and away worst game of this season. You would assume with the numbers he has piled up, his worst game as a collegiate.
Well, you can see him right there. Certainly frustrated. He knows that the pass was a bit high to a wide open wide receiver, wide open running back in this case. Just hasn't been sharp tonight. I guess it's almost like a baseball pitcher. Sometimes you paint the corners, other times it's going out of the park.
The Twins nailed some balls out of the park tonight, beating the Cardinals 10-1. As we glance at some of the out-of-town scores on the ticker, here's Saxon 30, 35, first down, 40, 45-yard line. James Saxon run down by John O'Leary.
Well, we told you about this matchup before. A couple of key points here. Number one, it's a good, safe pass, and maybe it gets the confidence of a Mike Perez going again. Another thing, you get Saxon, who's an excellent wide receiver, isolated on number 80. Now watch in the middle of your screen. O'Leary will drop back, look to the wide receiver, and then realize, uh-oh, I've got the running back man-to-man. By that time, it's too late, and Saxon is off for a very big game.
Yes, he's caught 5 passes now, 56 yards. Play action. Perez rolls right. Throws. It is caught. No, it is not caught. Guy Liggins thought he caught it. And the near sideline official said he tracked it. Liggins has not had the night you would think.
Well, Claude Gilbert is halfway on the field, and he, too, thought Guy Liggins caught the pass. Liggins was with extremely good hands.
Every football game Guy Liggins has played, Division I, 18 prior to tonight, he has caught at least 4 passes. He has caught 2, both early in the football game of the first half for 45 yards. Now, Fresno State's coach Jim Sweeney said, we're going to double team him, take him out of the game, and they have.
They effectively have. You can see Claude Gilbert. He had the ball off the ground by this much.
59 seconds to play, third quarter. Perez on 2nd and 10. Flags down. Perez is going deep. It is incomplete. I don't know if he was going for Roberts and overthrew him, or Liggins and underthrew him, but either way, it hit the ground. Flag down at the line. We'll see if it's holding. Perez is talking. Could be against the Bulldogs.
What he's talking about is a late hit. It felt like he got hit a bit too late in that play. Flushed him out of the pocket. This, I would guess, would be holding on San Jose State, judging from where the flag came in.
Yes, it is holding against the Spartans. Tough call whether you want the penalty or not.
Well, I think you got to back him up in this case and play second down over defensively.
Holding, offense, second down.
That's the first penalty of the second half by either club. In the first half, we had 16 penalties.
Way too many. Most coaches, most good offensive coaches, second down and 20. They like to get half of it back so that third down, they've got 10 or 11 yards. They ran the draw the last time. You might look for draw or screen in this situation.
Kenny Jackson alone, setback. 3 wide receivers employed. Play action. Perez wants to pass. Over the middle, it is dropped by James Saxon. Last week, Perez had 5 balls dropped. He's had a couple dropped tonight. That one certainly should have been caught by Saxon.
Basically the same philosophy. 2nd and 20, you get the football to James Saxon. Hopefully he can run for additional yardage. And Fresno State dropping 6 men into the defensive zone coverage. Saxon simply dropping the football. Now you're 3rd and 20, and no matter what kind of offensive genius you are, there just aren't many plays that can get you 20 yards.
Look at those third down conversions for San Jose State. 2 for 10. And look at Jim Sweeney. And Mike Perez wants a timeout. That is twice in the football game that Sweeney has become animated to rile up the fans, and both times Perez was forced to call a timeout.
Well, these folks were ready to go when we got to the stadium 2 hours before the kickoff. They were roasting hot dogs and hamburgers in the parking lot, tailgating, having a great time, and they certainly have been a factor tonight in Fresno.
We have both had the honor of being at Lincoln, Nebraska. I watched you played against the Cornhuskers. This stadium is similar, a sea of red everywhere.
That's very loud, and I think it certainly has bothered Mike Perez and the San Jose State offense. You can see Claude Gilbert, they're animated with Mike Perez. Again, 3rd and 20. You're almost, it's almost tough to even devise a play to get 20 yards. What you do is simply hope that you can come up, give the ball to a running back or a tight end, and maybe he can run 20 yards. But defensively, you are in the driver's seat when it's 3rd and 20.
Let me ask you, Dave, coming into the game, we talked about how Perez maybe is the best quarterback in college football, at least of the senior group. Definitely, Bill Walsh feels, the 49er head coach, he is a #1 pick, maybe an early #1 pick. This is national television. Will this significantly hurt him in the draft?
No, I don't think so. He's a big, strong quarterback that's had an exceptional career. It's a combination of things. He's had some drop passes. He's made some bad throws, and he has been pressured throughout the course of this football game tonight.
Jim Sweeney throws his white towel away for a red flag. The Bulldog red.
See, what the crowd does now, it takes away the ability to audibilize. I would run a draw in this situation.
Well, it's 3rd and 20. They got to throw the ball. Perez is going deep. For his tight end, Klump or Liggins near far sideline. Neither one grab it. Good coverage there by Rod Webster. Strong safety. And also Fred Wilbur, #8, to stay with Guy Liggins.
And let's give some credit to the Fresno State defensive backfield. They hired Rod Perry this year in his first year. He played 10 years in the National Football League, 8 with the Rams, 2 with the Cleveland Browns, a former teammate of mine. He has done an exceptional job with these young men.
Anthony Williams back to receive Deal's punt. Deal barely got out of the way. Williams fair catches, stumbling back 24-yard line. It's where the Bulldogs will begin. With 30 seconds to play, now we have some pushing and shoving going on at midfield as the special teams players, who have played a lot of the ball game, get into it a bit. Tremendous rivalry, without a doubt the most fierce in the PCAA conference. 55th meeting. Spartans have won 30, Bulldogs 23. They've tied 3 times. Personal foul penalty, of course. They nullify each other. Offsetting penalties. Never happened.
I love that call. Honestly, I can never understand that, because you might as well not throw the flag. And just about every time you see that call, they call it on both clubs.
Our attendance here at Bulldog Stadium, 35,227. Dave, the offense of the Bulldogs has certainly changed from last year's pass-happy attack with Kevin Sweeney to Telford, but Telford has produced some results as we see some of the numbers. 1466. Sweeney passed 4 of the first 5 games, and Telford 1108. But they've run the ball more effectively this year, obviously.
They've taken a lot of pressure off the young quarterback, and tonight he's had a good game throwing the football.
Here he throws, complete to Craig Jones, the tight end. And he's out to the 41-yard line before Jay Taylor threw him out of bounds. 16-yard pass to Craig Jones, only a junior. First year with the Bulldogs after 2 years at De Anza College, where he caught 74 balls in 2 years.
Good receiving tight end. You can see they split him out a little bit. Run him on the out pattern, and they've got him isolated on the linebacker. In this case, Barry Kidney slips down, and Craig Jones has good enough speed that he's a viable receiver in this offense. Better receiver than he is a blocker.
Craig's father played for the Raiders way back in the early AFL days, 1960. 22 seconds to play, 3rd quarter. They're going long. And Taylor touched the ball, and it's incomplete. They were trying for Brock Smith, and Jay Taylor, the best deep coverage cornerback the Spartans have, was stride for stride.
Sometimes you like to just take a shot, even if a guy like Brock Smith is covered, and he certainly was by Jay Taylor. But Smith has exceptional leaping ability, and you can see Telford, he just winds up and throws it, gets it up in the air, says, Brock, go up and get it. Isolated Taylor will be back. He'll see the up pattern. Now watch Smith and Taylor as they go up for the football. 2 very good athletes. Good job right there by Smith preventing the interception.
Telford in the second half, 5 for 9 overall, 16 of 27, 187. 14 seconds to play. Telford throws. It is caught by Anthony Williams. Touchdown. Out of bounds with 11 seconds to play in the quarter.
Well, we told you in the first half, Telford made a critical mistake. He was late with the outcut. This ball is right on the money, and more importantly than that, it is on time. Anthony Williams with a little shake move, a quick post move back to the corner. And Phil Frash, again, not with great speed. He has to back off those receivers, given a big, big cushion. It's almost a gimme on that side.
Phil Frash, slow-footed, could not get over to the sideline in time to shut that play down. When they attacked that play in the first half, Jay Taylor stepped up, picked the ball off, and scored our only touchdown of the game. 9-6. Fresno State leads. We have a whistle. Timeout is called by Jim Sweeney and the Fresno State Bulldogs with 11 seconds to play here. Dave, why would he call a timeout now?
Looked like he had 12 men on the field. Telford and Sweeney, and of course they signal in all the calls. Jim Sweeney in a position now with a 3-point lead that I'm sure he feels like if somehow he can march down and stick this baby in the end zone, you're up 10 points, and you talk about pressure on a quarterback that has been rattled and a bit unsettled in Mike Perez. This is a key drive for the Bulldogs.
You mentioned the Bulldogs do signal in their plays from the sideline, and last year, Dave Telford was the guy that signaled in all the plays to Kevin Sweeney. And that is part of the mental makeup that Jim Sweeney is so impressed with for Telford.
Well, you can see his numbers. And quite frankly, we came into this game thinking that Telford would not throw the football nearly as much as Perez. 17 of 28, 200 yards. He's made very few mistakes. One in the first half. But as you said, Greg, an exceptionally smart quarterback. On the other hand, Claude Gilbert has got to be a frustrated man coming in with a high-powered offense that has been shut down for a number of reasons. And the frustration clearly showing.
Telford's performance last week against Southern Illinois when he threw for 214 yards was his career high. You would have to assume he'll break that tonight. He has 3 receivers in on a 1st and 10. Telford throws to nobody. He was looking for, I assume, Ron Jenkins, and overshot him over the middle. 7 seconds to play, 3rd quarter. Has this game impressed Jim Sweeney so much in the fact that he thinks Telford is a better quarterback? I mean, I ask that because Telford is throwing the ball a lot in this quarter.
I think Jim Sweeney realizes that it's very tough to run against the 46 defense, although they have tried it a number of times. Percentage-wise, they haven't been very successful on the ground, and Telford's had a nice night throwing the football.
2nd and 10. Probably our last play of the 3rd quarter. Telford is sacked with 2 seconds, 1 second. And that is it in the 3rd quarter. Mike Hutcherson picks up his 2nd sack of the ball game to end the 3rd. 3 quarters done. Bulldogs 9 and the Spartans 6.
Burger King introduces the Bullseye Barbecue Burger. 2 flame-broiled burgers with cheese and bacon topped with a Western-style barbecue sauce. The Bullseye Barbecue Burger. Get it while you can at Burger King, the best food for fast times.
Stanley. We open doors all across America.
Doors that open wide and welcome you inside. That open up to your special day. Doors that get you on your way. Stanley doors for London eyes that bring you in when it's warm and dry.
Stanley Doors for the quality of your life.
Stanley helps you do things right.
Hello? Yeah, I got your proposal.
When you have a phone that remembers 20 numbers and redials with one touch and answers calls for you and a whole lot more, you can get plenty of office work done at home or run your business from wherever you choose to live.
Great. Okay, we got a deal. Bye-bye. Gee.
No, GTE.
Don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
Bud Light.
Bud Light. The less filling light beer with the first name and taste. Because everything else...
Ah, the dining car.
It's just a light.
California raisins from the California vineyards.
Don't you know I heard it through the grapevine?
Showtime has exclusive movies you won't see on HBO. Not this month, not next month, not next year. Showtime has the hits HBO misses.
They list the seating capacity of Bulldog Stadium at 30,000, but they lie around about 5,000 people off the sidelines on the grass here. 35,227 are attendance.
Jim Sweeney's first year in 1976, they averaged 12,000 people for home Fresno State Bulldog games. Last year, 33,000. So he's done a marvelous job in turning this program around and really soliciting the help of this city.
Same numbers this year, 33,000. He says he will live to see the day the stadium seats 50,000 people. Fourth quarter underway. 30-19 Fresno State. Telford out of the shotgun. Has time. Throws deep. Caught. Brock Smith slipped down short of the first down. Barry Kidney, linebacker, dropped back there on the play. It's not going to count, though. We have a flag, a holding violation against Fresno State.
And it negates a big play. A good job by Telford standing in there. Had pretty good pressure on Brock Smith. A nice pattern coming back and catching the football in his hands. Didn't wait for it to come to his body. But it all goes for nothing.
And he was going to be short of the first down. So rather than give them a 4th and 2, 4th and a yard and a half, and in Belli range almost, would have been far, but he has a strong and accurate leg.
Offense, repeat third down.
Claude Gilbert elects to take the penalty and set up a 3rd and 29.
So instead of 4th and 2, it is 3rd and 29. Watch Smith as he catches the football, takes a step back in traffic. And as we said, Fresno State, maybe not with the burners they had last year. Stephen Baker, an outstanding receiver, 3rd-round draft choice of the New York Giants. But they've got kids that can catch the football and understand the philosophy of the pass attack.
Well, Fresno State has caught San Jose State in the penalty department. Bad snap. Telford just wants to stay up. He's going to pass, though, and it is intercepted. He threw right into the waiting arms of Greg Cox, the Roverback. Obviously, the bad snap hurt the composure of Dave Telford. He is picked off for the 2nd time.
Hasn't made many mistakes. This, his 2nd critical mistake. Bad snap. And he's trying to make something out of nothing, but he makes a bad throw right to Greg Cox, the leading tackler for San Jose State last year. And a big break from Spartans. Let's see now if they can get that offense on track.
There's the pitch play to Kenny Jackson. Short side of the field, and he is met down there by James Rivera, number 43 out of Bellflower, California. Kenny Jackson and James Saxon have not run the ball effectively in the ballgame. We have Kenny Jackson, 8 carries, 32 yards. Top 20 action. Nebraska wins. Auburn. Jeff Berger, a great quarterback. LSU over Kentucky in the SEC. Clemson knocks off Duke by a touchdown. Here it's Fresno State by 3. Kenny Jackson again. And again, he gets little.
Kind of interesting now, San Jose State with 2 tight ends in the ballgame. Simply saying, we are going to come at you, try to knock you off the football. When you have a quarterback, albeit a great one, that has struggled during the course of the game, you try to run the football.
More scores. Florida State over Louisville. Alabama, big win over Tennessee.
They love Bill Curry now, don't they?
Yeah, they love him. The 3rd Saturday in October. Look at that one. My alma mater, Syracuse. Dick McPherson has done it. Jim Sweeney's trying to do it. There's a 3rd and 7. Perez to pass. 3 people on him. Dumps it off. James Saxon fighting. But he's outweighed. And he's outmanned. Rivera, one of the guys to help him. And they're going to punt the football on 4th down and 7 from midfield.
This is something Fresno State thought defensively they could be successful at. They call the spy technique. In this case, Dave Ferguson, the defensive lineman, will have the running back man-to-man. It appears like he's rushing the quarterback, but actually he's playing man-to-man defense from the defensive line position.
There's the snap. They're going for it. Webster in. Didn't get Deal's kick. Short kick. Bounds at the 23. and they'll down it at about the 20-yard line. 12:26 to play in the fourth quarter. 9-6 Fresno State.
Welcome to one of the greatest ideas in the world, Somerset Homes by Kesterson Development.
Opportunities to entertain with endless room to do it. A place you'll be proud to show your friends. Quiet privacy, yet lots of room with food for thought. A place to come home to. Light, airy, and spacious, warm and open.
Visit one of the greatest ideas in the world at Somerset, a remarkable Kesterson community of single-family homes on Cornelia, south of Ashland, just west of Highway 99.
This baby will blow the doors off anything on the road, just like a BMW.
Isn't she a beauty? BMW would build one like this.
You think BMW has advanced technology? Listen to this.
Door is open.
For about $22,000, you can own a BMW 325, or the hollow feeling of having settled for less.
The new 1987 BMWs are in at Weber Motors.
Tonight's PCAA football game is being brought to you by Shell Oil Company. Experience the difference Shell people and Shell products make. By Dickies, they're America's favorite work clothes, but who says you have to work in them? And by Mazda, bringing performance and value together. That's the Mazda way. We are all back in Fresno. 12:26 to play. 9-6 Bulldogs. Last week, San Jose State scored 30 points in the first 10 minutes of the game. What a difference a week makes. Courtney Griffin, the freshman, the ball carrier. The tackler is Greg Cox. Well, in 1985, when San Jose State, frankly, had a horrible offensive football team, they were shut out by Arizona 41-0. That's their lowest output in a number of years. This is so far. That year, 85, they scored 212 points through an 11-game season. They had scored 212 points this season, the first 6 weeks. There's a 2nd and 8 for Dave Telford. Throws. It is tipped and not caught. Brock Smith, the intended receiver. Good coverage by Jay Taylor, who is a very good cornerback, at least pass coverage.
Interesting call on your end of the field. Stepping up and trying to, as we see some scores, make the big play. I think you've got to give credit in this game to both defensive units. Fresno State has been outstanding. They have pressured Mike Perez. They've done a good job, I think, at changing up defensively. And also San Jose State. They've held Fresno to 3 field goals. They've also come onto the field in difficult situations, and they've held up. They've forced Fresno State to kick a field goal.
Look at San Diego State. They have come back 44-40 with Stanford. Here's a 3rd down and 8. Telford throws, caught short of the first down. Greg Cox again, the tackler. And the man who caught the ball was Ron Jenkins, the flanker. 4th down, and again Barry Belli comes in to punt. Scott Wells drops back deep for the 8th punt of the game for Barry Belli. Wells not a big guy, 5'10", 162 pounds, out of Selma, California. Belli gets it off. Good driving kick. Wells from his 25, running near sideline. He's down to the 26. Great play made by Tony Harris, the starting free safety from here in Fresno, California. We have exactly 11 minutes to play, and the Spartans trail by 3.
Introducing a family sedan made the Mazda way.
Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, and Mazda 626 are all great family sedans, but the 626 is really something special. For starters, it has a better warranty, much better. 12% more interior room than Camry and Accord. Plus, it's close to $1,000 less. And if all that's not special enough for you, just wait till you drive this world-class road car.
This is the Mazda way.
Everyone's idea of the perfect car may be different, but on gasolines, people often agree.
Thanks, Dad.
Which is why Americans have made Shell the best-selling gasolines in the country.
Hey, Tommy, the big day at last. Couldn't have done it without you.
Maybe it's the patented additive package.
I'm starting it off right.
Or the way you feel your car perform. Whatever it is, it's the difference between being America's best-selling gasolines or just one of the rest. Shell. Experience the difference.
Game day has an excitement all its own. Get a complete college preview every Saturday morning. Plus, a look at the pro matchups before the action starts Sunday. No one sets the scene like ESPN Game Day.
Well, a receiver's nightmare is to run a drag pattern into zone coverage at 5 yards. Jenkins right here knows that the dreaded linebackers are somewhere, and right there they are to greet Mr. Jenkins. You know you're going to get tagged. Watch Kidney and Pau'u. They see Jenkins on the drag, and linebackers like to close on the football, and wide receivers don't much care for it.
How are you at going over the middle? You're a big guy, 6'5".
I had very little choice because I could not run anybody. So if I don't go over the middle, I'm in another profession.
Dave Logan along with Dave Winfield. Only 2 men ever drafted in 3 professional sports. He can do it all. There's Mike Perez going deep. Wide open is Liggins. He has it at the 35. It's a foot race, and Guy Liggins will win. Touchdown. 75 yards. Mike Perez to Guy Liggins. At last, the Spartans take the silencer off their offense. And somebody blew the coverage for Fresno State.
Well, you knew it would happen sooner or later. An elated Claude Gilbert. Keith McCoy simply falls down on the coverage. And Claude Gilbert, in disdain, is waving the towel at Jim Sweeney. Coaches have known each other for 25 years, but both intense competitors. And Gilbert not appreciating some of Sweeney's tactics of waving the towel. We'll have a chance to see the play after the kick.
Mike Perez will hold. Point after touchdown for Olivares. He missed his other attempt, his first attempt. This is his second attempt. He's got it. 10:49 to play in the game, and the Spartans take the lead back at 13-9. 75 yards, Perez to Liggins. Watch number 40, Keith McCoy.
We'll see Perez going back. This is a designed play to get Liggins one-on-one deep, and Perez just airs it out. Now Liggins, as you watch the move on McCoy. It's bump and run. McCoy simply falls down. The guy Liggins does not have great speed. Caught 80 passes last year, but you have enough speed at the wide receiver that once you're that open, nobody's going to catch you. Keith McCoy, by the way, 10-4 in the 100 meters, but Guy Liggins is in for the touchdown.
And that makes Mike Perez happy. 75 yards in 11 seconds. Now, I thought they were going to double-team Guy Liggins the entire football game, Dave. Keith McCoy fell down. Where was the help?
Well, they were in a bump-and-run coverage, and the safety didn't go over to help. It's tough to say whether they had on-top help or not. The point is Keith McCoy, with exceptional speed, simply fell down, and the play designed to go to Liggins at the perfect time.
Guy Liggins, who is not a big play receiver. He catches quite a few balls, 41 coming in, but on the average, only about 12.3 a ball game. That is the 10th longest pass play in San Jose State history.
That's a backbreaker because the Bulldogs have played so well defensively. They give up the lead on one play.
Here's the kickoff from Sergio Olivares. Brock Smith, Anthony Williams, 2 burners are back. Anthony Williams from his 5-yard line. Pardon me, Brock Smith. Number 2, breaks it. 35-40. Olivares, the kicker, can stop him. He doesn't. And he breaks the tackle. He's going all the way. 20, 10. Brock Smith goes all the way for a touchdown. 95 yards. Smith and Ron Jenkins, the 2 wideouts, celebrate. We have played this whole football game with nothing happening, and then in 20 seconds, we have 2 scores.
Well, you think they're waving towels now. Jim Sweeney's waving jerseys. Claude Gilbert, and you see Claude Gilbert right there pointing at Jim Sweeney. I can tell you, opposing coaches don't like to be showed up. Jim Sweeney elated, and Brock Smith has set this place on its collective ear with a great kickoff return.
Well, Barry Belli is outstanding. He has missed 6 extra points his entire career. This one is big, though. Right now, it's 15-13. Here it is, Belli. He can do that in his sleep. 10:33 to play in the game. It is now 16-13 for Fresno State. 95 yards, Brock Smith.
Let's watch Brock Smith. He heads to the right. He will hesitate for a second. And really, San Jose State converges inside, and now Brock Smith is off to the races. But it's not over. He's got 2 men to beat. One, the kicker. You should never be tackled by the kicker. Brock Smith isn't. Watch him run through 2 arm tackles right there. And Smith, again, not with great speed, but a tremendous athlete. And he is saying, no way, fellas, I am home free.
Halverson and Taylor could not bring down Smith. The Bulldogs are up by 3 again.
In communities across America, there's a working spirit. People working together with a feeling of pride. But that feeling exists. There's Dickies Work Clothes. America, it still works. Dickies, the brand it works in. Dickies, made with Celanese Fortrell polyester.
A guy asked me the other day how you can possibly compare a Mazda RX-7 with a Porsche 944. Well, he's got a point. The RX-7 does get to 60 faster. It's within a few miles an hour of the Porsche at the top end. And the Mazda RX-7 even comes with a better warranty. When you figure the 944's price is nearly double, I guess there's really no comparison at all. And just wait till you drive one.
This is the Mazda way.
Well, there's the man of the moment, Brock Smith, senior out of St. Louis. His longest kick return of the year before his 95-yarder moments ago was 40 yards. It's now 16-13 Fresno State, and that kick return is mammoth because San Jose State's defense had kept the Bulldogs under wraps following the touchdown pass from Perez to Liggins. To have the special teams come back and ignite this crowd again instantly is paramount.
Nothing turns the game around quicker than either a punt return for a touchdown or a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Here's Eddie Blackshear, first return, number 44. And he is spilled down. Nice tackle made by the Bulldogs as they come up pumped up. Blackshear's first return of the ball game. Saxon handled all the earlier ones. Garnett Fountain, reserve inside linebacker, made the tackle on the return. Mike Perez is billed as one tough quarterback. A cool customer overcomes adversity.
There's the cool customer right there.
That Bulldog is hot. He's ready to go. Perez throws. It is caught by Guy Liggins. 2 yards short of the first down. And Guy Liggins was kept down the entire second half. His earlier catch, 75 yards, a touchdown. Now we see more his forte going up high acrobatically to pull one down.
I mean to tell you, folks, 2 great plays. Watch Perez with enough strength to get the football off. And look at this catch. You don't see many wide receivers, I don't care who they are in college football, that have the hands of a guy Liggins.
Less than 10 to play. Jim Sweeney keeps it up. Second and short, throws, tipped, and it is incomplete. Kenny Roberts had the football. But San Jose State's offense is opening things up. They're getting much more open field, and things are happening for them.
Well, you can tell just by the rhythm of the game, San Jose State has become much more aggressive. The crowd is into it. That time, Perez a little bit behind Roberts, a pass that maybe you catch on a good night.
That's the second ball that Roberts has dropped tonight. Third down. Perez throws, caught by Liggins. And I believe he has the first down at the 40-yard line. Fred Wilburn shoved him out, but Liggins picked it up.
Jim Sweeney told us last night, 3rd and 8 or less. If they throw it, they go to Liggins. That time a bracket, inside and outside, and yet Liggins with a great athletic ability. You can see Sweeney right there. He had the defense called. Liggins just able to come down with the football.
What number jersey does he have there?
Yeah, he doesn't
probably
care.
One of the guys off the 77 team that are here.
You think he's involved in this game? Almost dropped the jersey.
He's going right for the shower after this one. He's 58 years of age, been in this game for 25 years coaching. Here's a pass by Saxon. Oh, he's going to run. He tucks it up, and he's bumped out of bounds. Saxon can throw. Now a flag down. Late hit on the Bulldogs.
Saxon was a quarterback in high school. They're going to call a late hit on Cox. And I can tell you, San Jose State, the bench made the call. If this plays in front of Fresno, I'm not sure you get a penalty. But you had Claude Gilbert. You had a number of players saying, hey, where's the flag? The flag came in a bit late. It'll cost Fresno 15.
Saxton coiled up his left arm like he would throw it. He has thrown twice.
Personal foul on the defense. First down.
He has thrown twice in his career for touchdowns. Jim Sweeney loves hard-nosed football, loves Ron Cox, but that's a costly penalty. They had Saxon for little gain. First and 10 at the Bulldog 41 for Perez. And Perez is going deep for Liggins. Did he pull it down? No catch. Yes, no, it's intercepted. Intercepted by Craig Bowens, number 7, as he simply took the football away from Guy Liggins. Liggins had the ball, but Bowens ended up with it.
Well, the quarterback always has a favorite receiver. Perez loves to throw to Liggins. Pretty good coverage by Bowens, and Liggins looked like he might have left the ground a bit too early. Don't have a chance to see it, but it was an excellent interception by Bowens. A nice job of coming down with the ball. More times than not, defensive backs don't have the ability to make a catch like that.
Second time Perez has been intercepted. He has now been picked off 9 times this year. Telford, a busted play, is going to lie down wisely at his own 15-yard line. He wanted the handoff. It appeared to the tailback. And the tailback went up the gut. Handoff never came. And Telford, a wise decision, though, did not do something crazy and lose the ball in his own end like he did earlier when it was a bad snap of the shotgun that he threw hurriedly, and it was intercepted. Clock rolls. 9:05 to go. Backs in the eye behind Telford. And they run the tail. Courtney Griffin. He gets a couple. Barry Kidney again makes the tackle. Kidney, a very smart football player. High school was a quarterback and a free safety.
Moved him to linebacker because of his ability to read the defense. You'll watch number 50 on the left-hand side. Actually gets blocked, able to fight off the block, makes a nice defensive play. Kidney and Pau have played an exceptional game. I better give him the other ooh. Pau.
He has more vowels in his name. 3 wide receivers in. Here's Jenkins in motion. 3rd and 7. And they come in and really nail Telford. Barry Kidney went at him. And look at the emotion of the San Jose State defense.
46 defense can line up in every gap, and there are not enough offensive blockers to man up. Kidney in the gap will come untouched, and that's trouble. You saw Jackson try to get back inside and block him, but it was a bit too late.
4th time in the game, San Jose State has sacked Telford. They have 9 men on the line. They're going for the return. Belli's punt again. Good. Wells has time from his 41. Straight up the middle. Drop the football. It's on the field. Whose ball?
Spartans got it.
Spartans keep the football as Tim Wells lost the ball. What a mistake that would have been with 7:28 to play. And his Spartan team down by 3.
Now at Long's Building Supply, low-pie wood stoves are on sale. Look over one of the largest low-pie selections in the valley and pick the model that's right for your home. Either freestanding with optional solid brass doors or insert models that feature powerful blowers. All low-pies are on sale with savings up to $160. This season, keep your family warm and save energy with low-pie.
Long's Building Supply.
Are you looking for a convenient way to deliver time-sensitive documents? Xerox and Phillips office machines have the answer. The Xerox 7010-7021 fax telecopiers. The Xerox fax system sends printed copies over phone lines anywhere in as little as 15 seconds. And it's easy to use. And now through October 30th, Phillips Office Machines is giving away a Xerox memo writer with the purchase of any Xerox fax telecopier. So see Phillips, your Xerox dealer for the Valley.
Well, as we come out of the timeout, we'll look at timeout. That is the name of the Fresno State Bulldog mascot. How did they arrive at that?
Don't you love that tongue?
The tongue is
Most of the people in the stands, their tongues are out too.
Most important game, without a doubt, on the Fresno State football schedule is San Jose State. Jim Sweeney went as far to say this week it is the most important game in the history of the football program.
And emotionally, he really has his crowd into the game, his youngsters in the game as well.
Over on the sidelines, he's going nuts, whipping a towel around, keeping the excitement level hot. First and 10, Perez and the Spartans. Spartans going deep for it. Far sideline, jump, catch. Is no catch.
Oh, no!
Kenny Roberts did not come down in bounds. Good coverage there by Rod Webster. And before we react, we got to watch a replay because that was certainly close.
Well, unless he bobbles the football, let's watch and see if Webster takes Roberts out of bounds.
Here's the end of it.
It's tough to tell if he doesn't bobble the football.
The football appears to be on the ground there. Well, that was the defensive back's foot.
Roberts came up with the football. If the call was he bobbled the football, fine and dandy. Certainly a better vantage point by the official. But if the call was he caught it out of bounds, he was taken out of bounds, in that case, by the defensive back.
Screen pass, Saxon. Knocked down at about the 48 of Fresno State by John O'Leary, who has made a lot of tackles. Far and away the most on the Bulldog defense tonight.
He's made a lot of tackles on Saxon. Saxon and O'Leary have been matched up for the most part throughout the course of the evening, and O'Leary has had a very good game.
The numbers on Mike Perez, 16 of 34 for 229 yards. Not a bad second half after a 5 for 15 first half.
Third down and 2, you're almost in two-down territory. San Jose State feeling they can use third and fourth down to get the first down.
They move Liggett and he's in motion. They play action. They throw. It is caught. And they're close. I think they have the first down. That is James Saxon, number 20, getting up to his feet and walking back in the huddle. On a situation like that, Dave, third and short, and they employ all of those receivers, how does a defense possibly stop that play?
Well, they came in the blitz, and you saw right there, pretty good example as to why James Saxon is the second leading receiver. That was a marvelous catch. Had to turn his body all the way around, and you really don't expect a running back to have that kind of ability to catch the football. They do with San Jose State.
Saxon, 8 catches, 75 yards. First and 10. Perez has time. And he throws, I believe he overthrew Liggins, who was double covered. Also, Johnny Johnson was deep there, but I think he was going for the short man underneath and Guy Liggins. 6:15 to play.
Bad numbers right there. 3 receivers out for the Spartans. 7 defensive players dropped into coverage. Liggins, again, a great seam receiver, a guy that can find the open spot and simply sit down. But when you're 3 on 7, chances are you line up and run something else.
Jim Sweeney in his post-game press conference is going to need a megaphone. His voice has to be shot. Flanker screen to Johnson. And you can't even see him go down. He is covered in red. Fred Wilbur, number 8. Death row, Franklin, number 67. Ron Cox, number 54. They were all there. Fourth down. Pardon me, third down. Third down. But as you mentioned, at this stage of the game, this spot of the field, we're almost in 4-down situation.
3rd and 12, you want to make sure that if you have any intention of going for it on 4th down, you got to pick up positive yardage, 7, 8, 9 yards, give you a chance 4th and short. I don't know that you want to go 4th and 12 with over 5 minutes to go.
3 receivers. Johnson, McLeod, Liggins. 2 backs. Jackson, Saxon, Perez. And jet throw. Franklin makes the play from behind. I don't know, Franklin actually has a sack to his credit tonight, but he has, off the top of my head, I count 4 or 5 hurries. And that time, he broke the play up by himself.
Well, he's been able to feel Mike Perez breathe. Watch Franklin on the bottom side. We told you about his quickness. The arm over. He'll actually come on the top. Franklin last year in San Jose had Mike Perez by the foot on the winning touchdown pass. Couldn't get him down.
Field punts it up there straight. Fair catch is called by Anthony Williams. 14-yard line is where Dave Telford and the Bulldogs will put it in play with 5:19 to play.
Buy 10 rolls or more of Owens Corning Pink Installation now and get your favorite NFL team jacket free.
Discover the NEC Projection TV with surround sound. NEC. Certain things in life simply cannot be compromised.
How's this for an idea? A fax machine that will send 30 pages to 99 locations and wait until after 11 p.m. when the rates go down. All at the touch of a button. Good idea? Pitney Bowes, a climate that grows ideas.
With Dave Logan, Greg Papa back in Fresno. As usual, the annual showdown between PCAA Power, San Jose State, and Fresno State is going down to the wire. They had that miraculous game last year. San Jose State came back from down 10 with 75 seconds to go to win by 4. 2 years ago, San Jose State scored a touchdown with a 2-point conversion late to win by a point. 5:19 to play. Bulldogs by 3. Telford rolling right off play action. He's going nowhere but down. Late hit.
Boy, this is costly. San Jose State, we told you, the most penalized club in the country.
Face mask penalty.
They just picked an awful time to get a penalty.
Well, the face mask penalty is a little easier to digest if you're Claude Gilbert than a late hit. The flag went late after the play. Referee did not call the face mask immediately.
Mask, 5-yard penalty against the defense.
It is not called a flagrant face mask, only a 5-yarder on Epi Pa'u'u.
You can see right here is Pa'u'u has a chance with the left hand. He's got Telford absolutely by the face mask. A good call by the official.
Good call. 10th penalty on the Spartans. 78 yards it has cost them as we look at Epi Pa'u'u. Fresno State, 10 penalties, 81 yards.
I think you'll see the Spartan defense right now taking all sorts of chances. They'll blitz, they'll try to tackle the football, anything to get a turnover.
1st and 5. Telford, Kelly Skipper back in the game, runs, conservatively holds the ball with 2 hands. Greg Cox put him down. Clock rolls, 4:57 to play.
Mike Perez and the Spartan offense, they're on the sideline hoping that their defense can get them the football, might possibly get it with under 2 minutes to go, and that's a pretty good club to have it. As you take a look at some of the people in the stands, Fresno State band, it's been wild tonight in Fresno.
Homecoming weekend. They've enjoyed themselves. They beat San Jose State tonight. The party will last till Sunday morning. They love beating this team, especially after last year's heartbreaking loss. Here's a run. Oh, what a hit. What a hit there by Larry Sanson, the nose guard. He just destroyed Kelly Skipper and nailed him. I mean, he really clocked him. Plastic on plastic. That hurts up here.
That makes, I'm sure, everybody glad they're not a running back in this situation. Sanson will come from inside and meet 5'6", 180-pound Kelly Skipper. And that, to say the least, is a mismatch. Sanson has no neck. That's a big, big nose guard.
6'2", 236, and no neck. 3:45 to play. It's a 3rd down play. Fresno State needs, but won't get. They blitz, and they sack Telford again. 5th time in the game. The 46 attacking defense sacks Dave Telford. That time blowing in there was number 66, Norman Brown.
Got to take chances when you're down, and with that defense, it's perfectly suited to do just that. Norman Brown comes in from the outside. He was the Defensive Player of the Year last year in the California JC system, so he is a good one.
Belli to punt. Scott Wells back to receive. Oh, bad kick by Belli. His first poor punt gets a bounce. Wells picks it up, though, and he is slammed down finally at about the 47-yard line. Again, some late contact. It started early, and it kept up all night long. That punt actually went 40 yards for Belli as it bounded, and Wells took it back 4 yards. But Mike Perez has a good situation here, and Mike on the tackle.
Jackson's got a future, I think, next year in the National Football League for one reason. He can catch the football. The NFL has turned into such a pass-happy kind of offense. This is a fullback, folks, catching the football. Watch him reach up. Tremendous hands.
Hurry up offense, no timeout. No huddle, I meant to say. 2:18 to play. The Liggins ball tipped.